Hello and welcome to my Xbox and Me, episode 514. I am one of your hosts, MC Fixer, alongside the one and only Matt P. Video. Matt, how are we?
Oh, hello, everybody. I'm very good. How are you guys?
Matt, was you here last week?
Yeah, man. 2 weeks on the run.
Crazy. Have you seen the TikTok?
Crazy.
Like, I'm not going to cut my hair until Manchester United wins 5 games in a row. Have you seen that?
I don't, but I get it as a trend. What are you
I
proposing?
should now start growing my afro out until Matt P is on the podcast 5 weeks in a row.
Oh, man, that's going to be tough.
I mean, 3 more weeks. We're good. 3 more weeks.
Yeah, I'm probably not here next week.
If you wanted it bad enough, you would be, though.
Yeah, interesting.
You'd have to like fair, really try to work around Matt's schedule.
I could probably be all right. I might be all right.
I know. Joining us also is a full house this week. We have got the wonderful Too Fresh Crash.
Hello.
And, of course, the one, the only. He's returned from Brazil and he is sick. It is Paul Despawn.
Hello, yes. This is the first day I've got out of bed in like 4 days. It's been great.
And do you know why? Because you're committed to this podcast.
Because I'm dedicated to the pod. That's
real
definitely
commitment right there. Do you remember when Matt pretended to be in hospital just so he didn't have to do the show for a couple of weeks?
Yeah.
Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Criminal. If you don't know...
what would really help?
Please.
What little like travel mic should I get? That I can just USB into a laptop. That feels a bit cumbersome.
It's not, it's tiny.
Tiny. Or if you want something even smaller, the Neo. The white Neo one.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of want something handheld, I think. I don't want a stand and a thing, and you know what I mean?
The Wave3 comes with a little tiny desk stand. You can just stick up your desk.
I just said I don't want a stand, I don't want a thing, you know what I mean?
Or you could just hold it. Hi, how you doing? Like this.
No, we all know.
I do see podcasters who do that, to be fair. They just hold it like that.
Yeah. Yeah, Paul Despawn's also like got a fever and is completely delusional right now. So, Crash, I was more looking for some support from you here, really.
As far as mics go, I have literally zero.
Tech recommendation.
Hear me out. You buy a DJI creator kit, the whole camera and everything, but just for the microphone, and then you can just connect that to your computer. Bam, bam, bam. You hold it like that, sorted. Or you just lapel it to your thing. There you go. Cheap £700 camera, sorted.
I mean,
go into the bin, you grab a cardboard box, you cut it with a mic, you color it the colors of a mic, and then you set your phone on speaker, and you'd speak through your phone, but you act like you're speaking through the cardboard mic. Everybody will
respect it.
I wouldn't notice the difference.
Interesting. Yeah.
I personally hate this idea. I think it's the worst thing you've ever could do, but you do you.
Anyway, this is an Xbox podcast.
Well, maybe. If you don't know, this is my Xbox and Me podcast. Why are we doing the email? I'm so out of whack. Oh my God.
I threw you off.
If you want the show early, head over to patreon.com/MCFixer. Support us financially. Support creators if you enjoy their goddamn content. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. The world is in a bad place and I understand not everyone has the means. But if you do, if you enjoy something, please support it financially. It doesn't have to be a lot. $5, $2, $1. It all goes a long, long way. That includes pounds as well. Don't think the British are getting away with it. I see you. Topic of the show this week, boys. GTA 6 Trailer 2 has decided to drop absolutely out of nowhere. I love Rockstar with all my heart. They're my favorite developer probably ever. But, oh my God, they annoy the crap out of me when they do stuff like this. Like, I understand why they couldn't, because they already did it once, right? And it got leaked. So they couldn't say anything. But I would have loved in an hour's time, we're dropping the trailer. Like, just something to like, I only got it because Matt put it in our Discord.
Yeah.
And I was like, great. I'm not live. I'm not in the mood to record a reaction either. Like, yeah, it was a lot. But we saw an absolute gangbuster of information come out from this, as well as, I don't want to get into the nitty gritty of this because I feel like we've got a whole year to get really into the nitty gritty of these characters and things like that. What I want from you boys is initial reactions and thoughts, and to say to Crash, ha 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 ha, you were wrong. But we'll get to that in a little bit. Matt, what was your initial thoughts of the Grand Theft Auto 6 trailer 2?
I thought it's kind of mind blowing. Like you said, like they kept getting leaked, right? And so they had to come out with just like shitloads of information. It felt like it's not just trailer 2. Like the screenshots are almost more impressive than the trailer. Like it's absolutely insane. The amount of information now on the website is insane. And yeah, I think now we probably will go a very long time before we see from this game again. Maybe all year, I think, but we'll see. But yeah, like it looks phenomenal. Like it looks like such a step up. And then when they came out after and said, yeah, that's all, base PS5 recorded on, and it's a mixture of gameplay and cinematics, and who knows what that means anymore. It frustrates me every day, but there we go. Yeah, like it looks phenomenal. I can't wait to play this game. And talking about the leaks and stuff as well, like I thought it's interesting that basically the opening line in this trailer is Jason saying, "Yeah, I'm just here fixing some leaks."
Yeah,
like these things they are intentional, absolutely. Like there's so much in that trailer that, like you say, we can dig into. It's crazy, and it set the internet on fire, as it always will.
Yeah, sitting at 98 million as of us recording it, I believe. Crash, you are probably on this podcast the biggest GTA hater. I think that's fair to say. I think that's fair.
I will say I think calling me a hater is a little strong, but like if you were gonna give that to anybody on the podcast, the label,
Crash,
it is me. Yeah,
Crash. Don't be a bitch. You're a hater. Don't be a bitch.
Own it.
Don't put it that way.
Okay?
I'm a fucking hater. Okay.
Yeah, don't you're a hater. What was your thoughts? What was your initial thoughts of what you saw?
Very pretty. Very, very, like, obviously gorgeous game. I liked what we saw of the two characters, the bit we've seen of them. And the dynamic they are about the I forget the character's name. But the female being the one that was in prison and coming out of prison and having
Bella,
that I thought that was an interesting way to do it, because I don't know why I would have assumed it was the other way.
Lucia.
Was it Lucia?
Lucia and Jason.
Yeah,
Where is Bella from?
I don't know.
I thought that was interesting. It's weird because the first time I saw it, I watched it a few times. The first time I saw it, I didn't even realize that there was any gameplay in that, and I thought it was all just like one big CGI trailer.
Yeah.
And then watching it again, obviously you see the little bits of like, oh, that's gameplay, and then a whole bunch of information comes out. I was impressed with what I saw. They said that's base PS5. I'm not believing that's base PS5 until I see it running on a base PS5, is what I will say.
Are you saying there's false advertising going on here, Crush? That's an accusation you're making?
I'm not saying false advertising. I'm saying hopeful advertising is the way I would word that. Put little like rainbow around it and a little happy noise chimed in.
Okay.
I don't think there's any way that they're lying about that, because that would be a straight up lie.
No, I don't think it's like a straight up lie. But you see developers say like, this is what the game's gonna look like, and it's like, yeah, it runs in like very select situations. It looks that good, and then when the actual game comes out, it's not like that. And to be fair, I don't think that Rockstar would necessarily like bait and switch or anything like that. I don't think they're trying to mislead people, but it's sort of like the same doubt I would give anybody else, I'm going to give Rockstar in this situation.
Yeah, no, I get you. Despawn, initial thoughts on the trailer?
I think, as you guys have said already, it's very impressive, looks gorgeous. I like the interesting take on the story of that, like, say, leaning into that two-person with the Lucia, not Bella. I haven't even watched Frozen, so I don't know where I got Bella from. Yeah, no, seeing her being like the main like protagonist who's being locked away and stuff like that, and seeing how that's going to play out. The world building is, as always, phenomenal. It's like, but even more so, like, feels like a step up of what they did with 5, which obviously it should be. I'm very excited for this. The delay, we'll get into it a bit, but yeah, I'm not surprised by that. But yeah, what they're showing so far is looking very good.
What do you mean by that? What do you mean by the delay? You're not surprised?
Like, I expected it to be delayed. Like when they said, like, it's 2025, I thought they'd be like, yeah, like I thought they did that. Go on.
the conversation you're having is last week's conversation. We're talking this week just about the trailer despawn.
Okay.
You're outdated right now.
Oh, yeah, you weren't here last week. I forgot.
Yeah,
Yeah. Sorry,
I'm just messing with
Okay.
you.
No, I forgot you were here last week. Yeah.
No, yeah.
Oh, yeah, you've not. Yeah. See, it's not fair because you get to you got to consume like the news of like it's delayed, but here's a trailer. We got it's delayed. Oh my god, there's a trailer. then we got the trailer. It's a bit different.
Yeah, I got the full package to work with, but like I say, what they're showing is great. I think they've shown a lot of information. Like you said, they had not just the trailer, but we had the all of the screenshots on the website as well, which I think, like Matt says, even more impressive in some aspects. Like I'm happy for the wait if it's as good as it looks. Which
I'm just happy to be proven right. That's what I'm happy about Despawn. There's nothing better than when you say something based with no facts, but just opinion, just a gut feeling, Matt. You know, Matt, just a gut feeling.
Yeah. I get you.
And then instantly, you are somewhat proven right. You know,
good thing you put somewhat, because I was about to play the game. You were fishing in the game, they let you in the game.
So Despawn, if you didn't see what I said last week, me and Chris were talking about it, and I was saying how it's going to be. I think it's going to take heavy influence from roleplay. I think there's going to be a heavy, not roleplay as such, but the mechanics in which roleplay brought into GTA 5, which people have now become accustomed to, which they hadn't in, things like going to the gas station to put gas in a car. Like that doesn't happen in normal GTA. That only happens in RP. But I feel like it's one of those easy tip boxes of like, look how immersive this game is. You have to put gas in a car. Like, I feel like that's an easy win. And the player base has seen that in some fashion now, that they're not going to have that knee-jerk reaction of like, this is stupid. I think. I could be wrong, but I think.
I agree with you. I mean, I'd say that, like, just leaning into that, like 90%, I'd say 90% of the people who are playing this on the daily right now are probably RP players. For GTA 5,
two RP players.
I don't think it's 90%. I don't think it's 90%.
I think it's like if I go and look on like Twitch and see GTA 5,
sure, but that's a small bite size of what GTA is. What I'm saying is, think about it. GTA's been making how much money online? And that's got nothing to do with roleplay. So it can't be 90%. I would say it's less than what we think, but it has a very large vocal audience.
It has an impact.
100%. Matt, you're shaking the head. Well, you disagree. You disagree.
Well, yes. So you talked all about that, and then you kind of came back to fishing and thought fishing were going to be in the game.
I'm getting there.
We got a screen.
I'm getting there.
Oh, sorry.
I'm getting there.
Okay,
I haven't got to fishing yet. I haven't got there yet. I'm getting
fine. But as far as gas going in cars happens, I don't think there's a chance in hell. Because of the amount of info they just dropped, and there's no hint to it. And I just think they would have put it in there if it was going to be a big part of the next game, or even a part of the game at all, because we saw so much stuff that is in there. And so I don't think it will happen in GTA 6, and I feel a pizza bet coming on.
Well, wait a second. No, because okay. So wait. You can have it. You can get in. You can get in. I promise. I'll bring you back in. I promise. What have they announced that we don't know anything still? Like on that level, like we don't know. Even Chris is correct. We don't know that you can fish anywhere. I think there's a large hint at them fishing in a screenshot that you're going to be able to fish anywhere.
Yeah. And so I think like so much of the trailer and so many of the screenshots hint towards a lot of those things, right? And none of them show anybody fueling up at a gas station. And I just think they would have put that in if it was going to be a major thing. Like in so many of the screenshots and so much of the trailer, you see people wearing headphones.
I kind of agree with Matt here. I think you would have got a screenshot of with a character at a gas station. Something.
Even somebody in the background doing it. But there's nothing, right? Like you see so many screenshots of people wearing headphones. Guaranteed, you're going to be able to listen to music outside of a car in the game, right? It's those things that Rockstar have been teasing out.
What I will say is, if it would be very funny if they do add the gas station. That just popped in my head for them to make an electric car meme, where like if you drive an electric car in game, you have to find a specific electric car spot to charge your car. I think that would be hysterical. There's more of a possibility you get that without having to actually fuel up a car than fueling up cars, in my opinion.
I think you could do both.
I don't think they will do either.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think they'll do either. I think like my instinct was because we had like parodies of like Mark Zuckerberg, Steve Jobs type people in GTA 5, and my instinct was Musk is gonna have a parody in here. Electric cars are gonna be a thing, but I don't know. Again, like we haven't seen any hint towards that in this major sort of drop, and so maybe it won't be. I don't know. But
we're only on trailer 2, guys. This is just trailer 2.
How many trailers do you think you're getting?
One more and a gameplay trailer.
I think you get at least a gameplay trailer and a mechanics trailer. So like, this is what gunplay looks like. This is what, if it's in there, this is what.
I don't think they give that much away. I think it'll be gameplay and one more story trailer. Because we haven't even got the TV. There's there's going to be TV spot trailers and things like that that we haven't seen yet. That counts as another trailer.
No, I'm just trying to think back to GTA 5.
That's fair. If you count like the TV spot thing as okay, I can see that.
GTA 5 did a big, I guess, like gameplay trailer when they revealed heists and had the press come play a heist, and then released one of the heists in full. Not in full, but
that was online.
Like a
that was for online.
That was for online. That was after the fact.
Yeah, sorry, you're right.
I don't know. I don't know if we'll get. Oh, that's so weird.
No,
we'll probably do get a gameplay trailer.
It wasn't for online.
Yeah,
it wasn't.
What I'm thinking of was not for online. It was. Okay. It showed the mechanic of switching between Franklin, Michael, and Trevor, and one of them sniping through the window, and it was the rappelling down the skyscraper scene.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Those are the kind of trailers I think we'll start seeing near the release date. When that gets closer, I think we'll start seeing the world of Vice City and like the mechanics within it and how you play within that world.
You know what's going to be a banger trailer? It's going to start up. It's going to be zooming out from a gas station, and you're just going to see the character, and there's going to be a voiceover. The new mechanics in this upcoming game: you get to fuel up your car, and then the character just puts in the gas thing and starts.
Yeah,
I understand.
I really
this
don't
is the thing. Like, we laugh about it, but because we're like so entrenched, like as somebody who's played it briefly and watch a lot of it, and like being involved in the RP world, it feels like it's it's a second nature at this point. But I think as a gameplay mechanic of being like, you just need to like, that needs to be part of your prep for a heist of like making sure that your vehicles are fueled up, making sure you've bought enough ammo. Those are kind of things. It'd be like, make sure these are the kind of things like it'd be like, in this world, in the world of Vice City, you can pull off the greatest heist that the city has ever seen, but make sure don't forget to fuel up your car, otherwise you might be left out and high and dry, and it's just you running away from a broken down car because you forgot to fuel it at the beginning of your heist.
I can see it both ways. I'll say it like this: I can see it both ways. But the one thing we can all agree on is there's going to be fishing.
There's going to be fishing.
There's going to be fishing. Yeah.
Which, to be fair, last week, by the end of the conversation, you did sell me on fishing last week.
I didn't need to sell you on it, mate. I already knew. Like, I knew. I knew.
Did you know?
I just think all the mechanics that I do in my little stupid online, which some modder come up with and has made, they're gonna go, oh, we can do that, but we can do it 10 times better. And why wouldn't we? It's so easy. They're easy things to add to the game that it's the same with but fishing's obviously gonna be there. They mastered it with Red Dead. So Red Dead had fishing. So everything that's in Red Dead, you expect them to bring that over and to have polished it and refined it to make it more of a fun gameplay mechanic, if it makes sense in this world, I would say. No?
Agreed.
Yeah.
Think about it. Like, whether the thing everyone keeps talking about, whether the hair effects, those are they're both Red Dead things, right? That they've now done. They can bring that over to this game with ease. In terms of nothing's easy when making games, I know. I'm just saying, with ease because they've already designed that. They know how that works in their video games. The way I look at it is this roleplay world that's been modded up. They're going to have looked at that in some instance. They wouldn't have bought 5M otherwise. I know that's just a piece of the pie, like you said, Crash. I agree with you. But I do think there's going to be an answer of like them looking at all this stuff being like, and people do this for hours. So why would, even if it's not, okay, let me say it like this. Even if it is not there for the single player, I think you're going to see a lot of this stuff come over to this online. I think
possibly.
I mean,
I'm not going to say that's not possible because that like logically it makes sense. I just don't think of Rockstar to be a studio to see like, hey, that's what they're doing in mods for online, for RP and stuff like that. Why don't we implement that? I see Rockstar more so like going their own lane and pushing their own line forward.
No, but that's kind of what I'm saying.
So my take on that one would be, I would necessarily agree with you. Why would Rockstar just take ideas from the community and not just have their own? That would be, totally fine if they hadn't just bought the ability to put all that thing and the infrastructure that handles all that stuff to put it into the next thing.
The argument to that is that they only wanted a piece of the pie because there was a lot of money being made through that they weren't a part of on their game.
True.
So like there's a conversation about why they did that.
Yeah.
I also just can't fathom or believe that this is that Rockstar only thought about gassing cars after RP.
No, that's not what I don't. You're missing what I'm saying. If that's what you're taking away from this, you're missing what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, and they've definitely 100% in GTA 3 went, oh, maybe we should have them gas up cars. And then someone has gone, that isn't fun. That is not a fun mechanic to put into our game. What I'm saying to you is, Matt, now we have seen people do that now for 10 years, or however long roleplay's been around, 5 years, let's say. It's been longer than that, but that's just hypothetically. Yeah. Let's say 5 years. For 5 years, they've watched people put gas in a car. So it's no longer a case of, oh, it's not a fun thing to do. It's more a case of, oh, look at all of these different scenarios that come from you having to gas up your car. I understand from a... It depends on which way they're going with this game, right? If they are building the most immersive game of God's given earth, blah 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 blah, which we assume, well, at least that's what I assume they are going for, because that's what they usually go for. In 2026, maybe beyond, we don't know. 2026, that's not a thing that people are going to go crazy over now. Where 5-10 years ago, you would be annoyed about it. Now you've seen your favorite streamer in the GTA world from all these different countries, everywhere across the world, have to gas up a car. I'm not saying I'm right.
Yeah,
I know.
I disagree. I think if you look at it outside of the RP and the people who consume RP and the general population who plays GTA, and you look at them and tell them, okay, you have to fill your car with gas, and they get into a situation where the car runs out of gas. 90% of them, not 90%, let me not put a percentage to it, a lot of them would be annoyed by it. I don't think the amount of people you say are used to it would actually be used to it.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think that's a huge element, is that like the group of people that are aware of GTA and will buy GTA is so much larger than the group of people that are aware of RP.
Of course.
Even aware of RP being a thing. Whether or not they know gassing up your car in RP is a different conversation again. But like,
sure. All I'm saying is it opens up a whole new different levels of gameplay if they do add it. Because it is a case of midway through your chase with the cops at 5 stars, your car runs out of gas. You've then got to go sprint out of the car to jump in another car. And it is a gameplay thing. I know we don't think of it because we're thinking of it as like a boring, we drive into the car, you then go get the gas. Like, I understand why it doesn't sound, and again, we spent way too much time on this topic, so we'll move on. What? Hello?
We lost you for a second there. Now you're out of sync.
I'm here. Hello?
You're here. Hello, you're here.
You're fine.
Discord. Yeah, we spent enough time on this anyway, so it's not a big deal. But
I would say,
I think there's other things. There's other things than just gassing your car.
Sure, I agree, and I think you're right. I think it's going to be one of the most immersive games ever. But I do think like there is a difference between Red Dead and GTA. Like GTA, a lot of people buy GTA because they just want to blow up shit with a rocket launcher.
Sure.
And therefore you don't want that immersion. You don't want that level of immersion. You don't have to think about, the rocket launcher's big, so I have to put it in the boot of my car, and I have to worry about if I've got enough space, and I can't take the machine gun and the rocket launcher.
No, but no one's saying that.
No one's saying that. They won't do that.
Well, that's what Red Dead was. For Red Dead, you had to take your weapons off your horse.
True.
And I just think they're fundamentally different franchises going for different vibes. And so I think like they will be asking that question of like, is this thing fun? And if the answer is no, for most people, then we're not going to put it in the game.
I think when you mention like the dynamic of shifting as you're like running away from cops and stuff like that, I feel like they're more likely to implement that on the AI things of the cops chasing you, of like, oh, if you switch cars, the cops aren't going to might not notice you because they have you as being in a blue SUV or whatever, and you switch to a black whatever type of car. You could sneak by the cops and them not notice you. I think you'd sooner see mechanics like that to change up the game
already in
style.
there.
Is that stuff?
Yeah, that's already in GTA 5.
Cool. Ignore what I just
You
said.
can even
I was in
duck
there
in the car, right? In GTA.
I remember you could duck in your car. I didn't know if you changed cars.
I mean, you could straight up just paint your car in a paint shop in GTA.
I know that.
Free.
Yeah,
Those mechanics have been there for a long time.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, though. Look, it's going to be interesting. I think there's so much more we can talk about with this, honestly. But yeah, ultimately, I'm so excited. The story, I didn't get to say. Go on.
Should we do a breakdown? Can we just watch the trailer and just go through it?
Not right at this second, no, because we're doing this podcast. But we can if you've got time, Matt. But you're going to say to me straight after we finish this podcast, bye, guys. And then we're not going to do it. So
maybe.
All right, let's move on a little bit to what's been in our box. I have been playing nothing new other than Expedition 33. I played a little bit more of that. Still absolutely loving it. I'm still in Act 2 towards probably the middle of it, I believe. I haven't really got much more to say on it, to be honest with you. Still enjoying it, still loving it. Probably going to be my game of the year. If I'm being totally honest with you, I do not see any, especially with the GTA delay now, I do not see a single game coming even close to being able to match up to this game. It is breathtaking. I honestly love it. Absolutely love it. Anybody else?
Did you play Kingdom Come?
I have Kingdom Come. I have it. I don't think I'll like it. I didn't like the first one.
Interesting. For me, they are neck and neck in my like sort of game of the year conversation idea. Yeah, I can't really pick between them. They're so fundamentally different games as well. But the thing I think you might really enjoy about Kingdom Come is the kind of role playiness of it that it forces you into. And the idea that you really, well, yeah, I know that's very different. I get it, but yeah, it really hooked me from that standpoint. But yeah, Claire's great, man. Claire is phenomenal.
Yeah. Crush.
How
you getting on? How you getting on with Claire Expedition 33?
I'm liking it. I'm somewhere in Act 2. I don't know where in Act 2 I am. I'm earlier than you. I'm really liking it. I think everything I've said up to this point, I would echo again. I think the more I play, also, I mentioned the loadout stuff, how I wish there was loadouts and things like that. The more I play, the more that becomes true because you keep getting new stuff and new things. And it's like, I want to implement these new mechanics into my builds. And then it's like, I have to tear down the builds I have to build these new ones. And then if I don't like it, I have to find the ones I had before and make it the same and change. There's so many different layered systems that work really well together that I just wish there was an easier way to switch through them.
Agreed.
I agree with you. I also don't like the fact, I understand it from a story perspective. I do not like it from a gameplay perspective. It's my only complaint of the game so far is the fact of backtracking and things like that. I know for a fact I've missed bosses that I'm like, I'm going to go back to this. I know for a fact I'm going to get to that point of can't return sort of thing. And there is no way I'm going back. Because I don't enjoy the way I have to go back through everything. It's not like a fast travel to this point, or there's something to beat here. And I understand from like the world and the game and the exploring and yada yada, but once I've moved through something, you've got to make it easier for me to go back to it, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
The map sucks as well.
No, it doesn't. I will say...
What was that?
I say no,
what
it doesn't.
What did you say?
I say the map doesn't
what
suck.
did Matt say?
The map sucks.
No, the map doesn't suck.
The world map sucks. The fact that you can't drop any like markers on it, or you don't know what anything is. That they're just weird little icons.
Add markers.
Yeah. Okay, but there's a difference between being able to add markers and the map sucks.
The map does not suck. It's more accurate than maps I've played in games that have more detail on the maps.
Sure, I mean, from an artistic point of view, sure, it's lovely to look at. And
no, I don't mean that. I mean like if the map doesn't show a pathway to somewhere, you cannot go there most of the time.
Yeah,
I've played games where it looks like there's paths and you can continue in ways, and the game does not let you. Is more so what I'm saying.
Fine, but the fact that we don't have like local maps inside each little thing, and you know, like I'm just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
I disagree on that one as well. I think that for a story reason, I think it makes total sense. You don't know this world. Why would you have a map to it?
But sure,
I've been back and forth.
My thing is, once you've passed through it, like give me a mechanic of where we are these explorers. Sorry, Chris, I'll kick to you straight after. Like we're explorers, right? You totally agree. So would we not be jotting down where it is we have and we haven't been, and drawing a map of where we haven't been to know then to go back. We're explorers. That's exploring. That's exploring number one. That's 101 of what you do. Is like, oh, there's a boss back there. There's someone to help me back there. I met Joseph to the left, up 3/4 left, right, center, six. Like, so you can't give me that bullshit of that's not the game. The game is you're exploring. Then explore properly. Don't do it blindly. Let me get this right. 33, we're down to 33, and no one's gone, let's fill out a fucking map. Stop it.
Yes, exactly.
That's what I was going to say also. Like, there are narrative reasons for maps to exist. I agree, like, the first time through not having a map, I think that adds, like, to the experience of the game. But I do think once you're through, having a map makes sense in the world. And not having anything makes less sense than having something does in the beginning, I think.
Right.
Yeah, like in each area you find, not necessarily in every area, but in a lot of areas you find previous expeditions that have been there, and you find little notes from them, and they're great. They should come with maps. This motherfucker should have made a map.
That would be a brilliant mechanic of each of the journals that you pick up is a piece of like,
scrap. They only got this far.
9 times out of 10, these fuckers are dying. 9 times out of 10, it's a note of them like, this is where the story comes to an end, kids. Yeah. It's like, I've left you a map here. Boom.
It's all supposed to be, here's info for the next expedition.
Yeah.
Yes.
Info for the next expedition.
It's the whole point. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't feel like I missed it. Yeah.
No, but are you going back and doing everything in every area?
Yeah. Okay,
but is it fun to go back and do it all? No. You cannot tell me it's fun tracking back through that map.
No, I agree.
That's all I'm saying is, like, the story makes perfect sense. Oh, I'm sure it does, but I'm saying the story makes perfect sense from a forward perspective. It makes no fucking sense from a back perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's quite a bit of branching paths you can take, not in individual places, but you get to these open world areas where you're like, I can go through there. I missed a boss early on. Which spot did I exactly miss a boss?
Exactly.
Where did I search? Where did I not search?
Oh, that's
It's actually very similar to Final Fantasy 1.
Fuck off, Matt.
I knew it would get that reaction, but it is true.
But with all that being said, I feel like we praised it so much last week. Those are just some of the negatives. That doesn't take away from the fact that it's Game of the Year, in my opinion, so far. Soundtrack's amazing, art style's amazing, gameplay's amazing, etc., 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 etc. But anything else, please? Go on, Chris, go on.
I was just going to say, none of that takes away from my overall experience from the game.
No, but it does take away from, again, it just does take away from me of like, I'm not going backwards. Yeah. So my experience is moving forward, and if I die, I'm not at the end. No, it's not a spoiler. I don't know if I die in this game. Okay, because that was my experience. I don't care if I didn't get every single boss of every single mime of every single this, that, and the other. I don't care.
I missed a mime in the very first area, and I walked all the way to the entrance. And it's kind of a long trek to walk all the way to the entrance. And I got there. I'm like, I don't even know where this mime is. And I started walking back. And I was like, I'm not doing this.
No. And the mime outfits suck.
I love them. I want everyone dressed in the baguette outfit.
I think all the outfits suck. Like, in my head, I'm like, why are these motherfuckers changing up what they're wearing? They're on a fucking mission. Let's go.
It makes no sense.
It's funny and silly because we've talked about so often games have taken away the ability for you to just unlock random stuff. There's no side costumes. And this game does that in a very large way. And they let you have it in cutscenes, which I think is cool. It does it. They even say it breaks canon, but it's fun. So like, I'm with it.
Yeah, that's interesting. There's an option in the settings that's like you can turn this off or on. If you leave it on, the cutscenes will look silly, but it's fun.
Right. Okay. Cool. Yeah, because I did have a cutscene. I kept them in their expedition outfits the whole time, and I did have a cutscene where they were specifically talking a bit about the outfit, and I was like, I wonder what this is like if I put them in their swimsuit. Like, I wonder if it shared. Like, probably not. But yes, cool.
Yeah, it's great. It's very funny to watch Gustav have a serious conversation while dressed as a holding a baguette on his back in a black and white striped shirt and a beret.
I put on one of the swimsuits on one of the characters, to see like
how she did.
Whatever, and I forgot it, and then I got into a very serious cutscene, and I have one character, like the other characters are all dressed properly, and then one character just dressed in a swimsuit.
Love it.
Love it. Since we're all pretty much in, and I think we've unlocked all the characters and stuff, I have to ask: because it's specifically Fixer, but everyone else can answer this question.
Spoiler free for everyone listening. You'll be fine. Yeah.
There is no spoilers in this. Who is best girl?
From what perspective? Gameplay wise or like character wise?
I asked my question. That's
not how you judge best girl. You're crazy.
It's like the Final Fantasy VII question. Oh, okay.
I don't have a best anybody because I don't really like anyone.
Oh, okay.
For different reasons.
Okay.
Again, this game needs a spoiler cast.
Yes, it does. We'll do it when we finish it.
Yeah, we need a spoiler cast. But yeah, I don't have a best anything, and I've got a. Put it this way, I have a visceral reaction to one character that I absolutely hate.
Okay. I have a feeling I might know who the character is, I think. And I think it's one that I like the most.
I think I'm with Despawn.
There was a character that I like really disliked, and now I'm starting to like a lot more.
Oh, and you're meant to, but I won't. They don't even come out on the party with me.
Oh, interesting. Well, you slipped up a little bit there, and it's not the character that I'm picking up.
It makes Fix think too much.
You could have just let it go, Matt. You could have just let it go. Anyway, moving on. What else have you been playing, Matt? Other than Final Fantasy 2, probably.
I actually haven't jumped back into Final Fantasy. No. Nothing. I haven't played it. I'm literally just Claire.
Cool. Is that everyone? Everyone Claire?
No. So I played a lot of Claire Obscure. I also picked up a game called Wonder Stop. That is one of these games I wanted to jump into for a while. It launched earlier this year. It's by the same writers of Stanley Parable, if you know that on PC. Really good story. Short synopsis is basically you are a warrior, legendary, never been beaten in years, and then all of a sudden you keep getting your ass kicked. And so you go off into the forest to find another legendary warrior to train you. But once you go into this forest, you like pass out and you wake up in this like mythical garden with this big guy called Borrow who runs a tea shop. And it's you and Borrow running this tea shop. Where different like warriors will come into the tea shop, ask for tea, and it's like it's a really weird premise of like you being this warrior, but it's kind of leaning into the whole like you learning how to let go of like these preconceived notions of how you have to push yourself the hardest and like make time for yourself and do these kind of like just relax a little bit. And for someone who works like in essence 3 jobs, podcast editing and my day job, of like burnout is real and like pushing yourself as hard as possible is like make those moments for yourself. It's like it's touched me in a way that I didn't expect it to, and so I'm really enjoying just having these moments of just like just relaxing and just growing some tea leaves and then making tea for people and like listening to their stories and why they're in this world, and learning about like how it's important to just let go a little bit, it's really interesting. Like it's a really cool mechanic of like as you're playing it, like there's no real quest system, there's no like the achievements seem to pretty much randomly, so like you don't have to do certain things to get to it. It's like just like it seems like it's time based. Just spend time in the world and relax, and it's just nice and relaxing. The writing is really good. Like as you start talking to people who come to this tea shop, and like understanding why they're there in the world and what they're doing and their kind of like struggles, it's really interesting. I'm looking forward to playing more of it. I think it's relatively short, so I'm hoping to finish it like in the next week or so when I get some free time. But yeah, no, I'm really enjoying it.
Okay. Fair enough. You playing this on Steam Deck, I assume?
I have been, because while I've been away, but now I'm back, I'm like, going to fire it up on the PC. But it runs, like I say, runs perfectly on the Steam Deck.
Cool. My Steam Deck and me coming soon. This week's dashboard. Let's get into some news this week, boys. I think we've got a very interesting topic to talk about, which is Gears of War Reloaded was announced. I've got this one from IGN, but it was announced, I saw it on Twitter. When it got announced, it's a from the ground up remaster of the original 2006 game. The big news is it will be launching August 26th on Xbox, PC, and PlayStation. If you already own the Gears of War Ultimate Edition, I believe you get this Is it for free or is it $10? I can't remember. I think it's free.
I believe it's free. Yeah.
They'll send you a code. It's as long as you bought it before the announcement. So anybody who bought it after the announcement, if we're hoping to get it, out of luck.
Well, you're not getting it for free. Anyway, you can buy it for full price like everybody else. It's going to have 4K resolution. It's going to be 60 FPS in campaign, 120 in multiplayer, HDR, Dolby Atmos, 7.1.4. It's got VRR. It's got 4K assets, a bunch of other good stuff that you're going to care about. 0 loading screens during campaign, which is kind of nuts. If it's crazy for them to say that because it's like that's kind of crazy. Yeah, exactly. But the big talking point here, boy, especially for us as an Xbox podcast, is one of the, I would say, one of the big pillars now have dropped. We always assumed things like Sea of Thieves and even Forza I kind of understood, and all of these big titles were going to make their way to PlayStation, PC, Nintendo Switch, wherever it can fit, it was going to fit. I think the big conversation was always the holdouts of things like Gears of War and Halo especially, and one of those two pillars have now fallen. It's weird because Ryan McCaffrey was on this podcast with us and he said on the podcast that he thinks the reason why we're getting E-Day was to bring PlayStation players into the loop of the Gears of War world and things of that nature. Not only that reason, but one of the many reasons to get people behind that franchise. And it looks like he was spot on. But to go back to Reloaded, Kresh, I'll start with you as the biggest Gears of War fan on the podcast. It's a game that me and you have obviously related over through many of the years. Probably the reason why I got you on this podcast at the start of it all was your love of like that franchise, the same as me. How do you feel about Gears being there's a multitude of things here, but how do you feel initially of like Gears making its way to PlayStation?
My initial reaction is good, just on a Gears perspective, because Gears is a phenomenal franchise, and I don't think up to this date it's gotten necessarily the love it deserves. And part of that is limited availability. So hopefully this would help it get the look that it deserves and the attention it deserves.
Limited availability, what do you mean by that, out of interest?
Just that it's inexclusive, more so is what I meant.
Okay, we don't talk about Last of Us with limited availability or any of these other big games.
The difference between Last of Us and Gears of War is one of the biggest selling points for Gears of War is its multiplayer. It's not the only selling point. The campaign's definitely big, and I'm not going to say the campaign's not. But when you talk about Gears of War throughout its longevity, it dies down because of multiplayer, and that's where there's also a big focus. And so having it available on more platforms does help the conversation for it.
I think you've been polite there. I think it falls off a cliff. But Gears of War, especially the later Gears of War games, it's like Gears of War, story's amazing, multiplayer is good, and multiplayer's dead. Like that's how it feels to me. And I'm someone who plays the multiplayer. You're happy are you happy from a multiplayer perspective, or are you happy for Gears as a whole?
Gears as a whole.
Got you. Okay. Yeah. Interesting. Despawn, how are you feeling about this a big first-party Xbox title that has moved? The pillar has dropped. How do you feel?
Initially, my thoughts are I'm fine with it. I've long come to terms with Xbox not caring about exclusives anymore. The industry has got to a point where there's only diminishing returns for having exclusives. And yeah, my initial thought is that for the people that have never played a Gears of War game, you now get to experience one of the best like multiplayer gameplay and like one of my favorite like single player stories out there from Xbox specifically. So yeah, the more people that get that, the better. And the fact that, we're getting all these bells and whistles, Game Pass users get it for like no extra cost. If you've already played the Ultimate Edition, you get that for free as well. I think they're still taking care of their long-term fans who, want this updated version but don't have to pay for it again. But they're also, breaking into a new market and a new ecosystem that will open up more Xbox titles to people and, give them a chance to play one of the, the better games out there.
Yeah, Matt, I know you don't really have like that same love for Xbox the way I think we do. But how are you feeling about, from an industry perspective, I guess, more than just the game itself? How are you feeling about it?
Yeah, I think from an industry perspective, it's just good for the Gears of War franchise. Like, I think, like, as popular as Gears of War is, it's never been on the same level as, like, a Halo from a recognizability point of view or player base, as far as I know.
I think Gears of War 1, you could make an argument that it was, because it was really big when it came out.
1 and 2.
How visual, yeah. I think then the deeper you get into Xbox's life cycle, the less, I don't want to say relevant, but less relevant Gears of War becomes the longer
for sure.
it exists.
For sure. And so if you want more from this franchise, it's a good thing, because the franchise needs to make money if that's going to be the case, right? And if this is going to make money, then that's great. But I think this is absolutely, while I say that it's not as recognizable as a franchise as Halo, I do think that this means Halo is coming to PS5, and this is done now. Like, everything is going everywhere, as long as they can get it there. So, but yeah, I thought it was really interesting. If I'm putting my tinfoil hat on, what I'm suggesting that this might be is that we're about to see more E-Day at maybe a summer gaming festival or whatever, right? Like,
no,
I would
their own
thought that's
showcase.
the case. Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean.
Yeah. Okay.
And so, yeah, as part of that weekend, Xbox have their show. I would hope now that we see E-Day, and that, people outside of the Xbox ecosystem now have a reason to be excited and to watch that show, and that this helps that conversation happen. So yeah, I think it's make money, do it.
Yeah, the knee-jerk reaction in me wasn't good. Obviously.
What are you going to be like when it does happen to Halo, when it's official?
Yeah.
No, do you know what I think it is for me? It's the conversation that we've always had, right? Which is, I think I look at it from twofold. Number one, from the game's perspective, amazing. I'm so happy that Gears is going to be finally shown. Hopefully, if people don't look at it as an Xbox game and they look at it as a game and just judge it based off of that, right? They're going to look at it and find one of their favorite franchises of all time, like I have. The reason this podcast started is because of Gears. Like, there's no two way. I wasn't a Halo guy. I was a Gears guy. That was my game. Gears of War, multiplayer, like, everything about Gears of War is what made Xbox as an ecosystem to me special. So I think that's where the knee-jerk reaction in me goes, oh, that feels weird. But I think the other side of it is the business inside of me, of my business. We run an Xbox podcast. It now makes no sense to have an Xbox podcast. In my opinion, from a long-term, stand back, take a look at the world in which we live in. Like, we wouldn't, if we would have sat down together, we wouldn't have said, let's start a Sega podcast. Let's start a Square Enix podcast. Let's start a Capcom podcast. Let's start a big publisher, EA, a big publisher podcast. We wouldn't have done that. And now Xbox are one of the biggest game publishers in the world that publish now to third party. I'm going to be interested to see where E-Day comes out, because I think now we've got to look at it of, you've got to look at things differently. You just have to look at things differently in terms of, like, is it a day and date? Because then if it's day and date, if it ever goes day and date, like, that's what it becomes. Lots of conversations between the four of us have to be had.
Yeah, I guess
that has,
Yeah, I'm gonna say, like, the main thing at the moment is, like, every game that has now gone to PlayStation, apart from the ones that, like, Doom Dark Ages, which they already said was going to be a third party. Like, Bethesda have always been that, like, outlier with this. When they got bought, of, like, they will still be a third party publisher. But, like, every first party title has come from Xbox to another party since this Activision Blizzard and everyone else acquisition has always been, like, a legacy title that's then come to other titles. Like, nothing like first party studios ever been day and date. That hasn't been a prior agreement. So I'm interested to see when that happens. If that happens, will E-Day be that game? Will the next Halo be that game? Will the next Forza be that game? Will there be a game, or are they going the PlayStation route with the way that they handled PC, of being like, the only way to play the first party title on launch is on the console, and then you have to wait. But the PlayStation, I'm saying for them, there was like, the only way to play the new title is on the PlayStation, but the old title you can play on PC with the updated bells and whistles, so you can get a taste of it. And then when the next game comes out, you've got a reason to jump over to the Xbox ecosystem. where Xbox is doing it a little bit differently, being like day and date, we will have it on Xbox and PC. Are they going to introduce PlayStation into that and just get rid of being a exclusive publisher outright? Because technically,
that's the question we got to know.
Yeah, because technically on paper, like Xbox and PC, so the Xbox consoles and PC are still in the Microsoft ecosystem. They're still like,
of course,
still Windows.
Right.
So like, but will they ever introduce that third party day one support is the question.
I think there's a possibility you see it with E-Day, and I think it depends on how well Reloaded does on PlayStation.
I don't think it matters.
I don't think it matters. Like, I mean, I'm sure. I think we've got questions about it later. If anyone wants to dig them out, but like right now, I think every game that's now launched on the PlayStation from Xbox has been has ramped up their pre-order charts, and like they've been some of their best selling. So like, if they're seeing business reasons to do it, then they'll just do it.
That's fair.
Sure. Origin Cookie Man says this as a question. Last month, Xbox published titles were all the top selling on PS5. For Forza Horizon 5? No, doesn't sound right. Yeah, it is right? Forza?
Mm-hmm.
FH5? Yeah. Oblivion, Minecraft. If you were heading up PlayStation and wanted to generate revenue in the same way, i.e. older titles / remasters from popular franchises, what top 3, again, we'll answer that bit a bit later on, but I think the generating revenue point of view is interesting. Of like, yeah, they're the top selling titles, sure, but they're also for that ecosystem. They're brand new games that people have never experienced before. You would expect them to do well. When you announce a new game, you expect it to do well. And pretty much for PlayStation fans are notorious for not caring about Xbox as a console. Like especially the hardcore of hardcore fans, right? Like it's a case of we care about trophies, we care about PlayStation, we are PlayStation fans. They don't even care about PC. Like let's not get it twisted. So it doesn't surprise me that these games are doing well in the slightest. Gears of War is going to do well, and that's why I say, Chris, I don't think it's going to matter for the long-term decision making, in my opinion, because I think the ball is already in motion, right? We've seen Indiana Jones come out, and was it 6 months we're looking at of exclusivity, I believe it was.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be our new barometer until we get to day and date. So I don't think E-Day will come out and be day one. But I do think we could see it in 6 months' time. I don't think they're going to announce it the way they did like with Indiana Jones at an Xbox showcase. I don't think they'll do that with E-Day. I think it'll get slid into like a press release or something, and come into PlayStation in 6 months.
I'm
going to say,
think there's a possibility that they slip it in at a PlayStation conference?
No,
you have a place. No.
At a state of play.
I think that's I think that's where we're getting into very murky waters there.
Got it.
Because I think even your Xbox, you're putting out an Xbox handheld, and then you want to show up at PlayStation State of Play. I think that's when you start losing even the loyalist of me who does Xbox podcast for this many weeks, right? Like I get to a point where I'm like, okay, you don't care about the brand in the same way I do, clearly.
But I think they kind of haven't been caring about the brand in the same way that you do for a while now.
Sure, but that's really telling me you don't care. Like I agree with you. We care about different things, right? I care about the Xbox brand. I wanted exclusives. I wanted all these things because I wanted them to keep investing in the platform. They're no longer investing in the platform in the same ways I wanted them to, which was with exclusives, high quality games, things like that, right? They're doing it in a different way, which is going to generate them so much more money. Yeah. But I think turning up at State of Play with Gears of War, the Xbox game. You think that's where it's like? I think that's where you see
they're
a lot
fully
of people.
A publisher at that point.
Yeah, I think that's where you see a lot of people. That's like Sega. That's like Sonic turning up at Nintendo when Dreamcast was still out.
Yeah, that's fair.
You're like that is. It's like you're like no, you're not. That's not happening. Like Sonic ends up making its way to Nintendo eventually, but it took time. I think we will get there eventually, but then I think at that point you're like, okay, well, I don't need to pay attention to your Xbox Xbox stuff. I don't need to pay attention to your Xbox handheld. I don't need to pay attention to your showcases because I might catch it on State of Play. I might catch it at Jeff Keighley. I might catch it. Brand. You put the brand at risk there for. I'm not saying for everybody. No. I'm saying for me.
But what I was saying, I wasn't saying like the next time we see Gears of War is at
I know.
at a state of play. It's like whenever the announcement for the 6 month, like it's coming out. It could be after the release of the game already being out. That it's like they're announcing that it's going to be coming to PlayStation. It's showing up at a state of play.
The pettiness in me, Chris, it still pisses me off.
It still pisses you off, okay? Because I don't think in any big way you see an Xbox game being shown at a state of play in any significant way before it's shown at Xbox. I don't think that's a possibility.
I think while they're competing, there's no way, right? While they're still in direct competition of we have hardware, you have hardware. I don't think that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No. I don't disagree. It's an interesting.
Go on. Go I was just gonna say, I think the way that they've dealt with Forza Horizon and maybe to a lesser extent with Indiana Jones, of being like, whether it be like an Xbox Wire post and a trailer on YouTube, will be the way that we'll see those kind of like announcements of like it's coming to the PlayStation console in the future. I don't think we would ever see it.
Indiana Jones wasn't like that.
No, that's why I said to a lesser extent.
Okay.
Because I know that it wasn't part of a PlayStation, it wasn't part of an Xbox, it was part of the opening night live, I think it was.
Yeah, I think so.
So I think it'll be a third party announcement somewhere. It won't be directly linked to any of the actual like main publisher showcases.
Let Matt in. Matt, I want to hear from you. Go on.
Get in, Matt. Come on. Bring it in.
I think you could see it because I think like what you just said of Indiana Jones, the announcement for that going to PlayStation was in opening night live. And like, you want to dominate the headlines during those big periods. Now, as far as we know, PlayStation aren't doing a state of play this summer that they've announced yet. But I could absolutely imagine a trailer for Gears of War Reloaded in opening night live that then says, hey, if you want to see more Gears of War E-Day, tune into the Xbox conference. And then you watch the Xbox conference and they say, and if you want to know the PlayStation release date for this game, tune into the state of play, and you get 3 trailers that are all Gears of War, all a little bit different, and announcing slightly different things.
No chance.
I don't think PlayStation go for it. I think Xbox would absolutely go for it. If that was the pitch, Xbox would do it. But PlayStation wouldn't allow it.
I think with Gears of War, I don't think you see it, but I think whenever it comes to Halo coming to PlayStation, I think the announcement for that is going to be at a PlayStation event. It's going to be at a state of play or something like that. And you're going to have Master Chief's helmet pop in somewhere. And every Xbox fan is going to be fuming. And PlayStation fans are going to drop the disguise of them being like, I don't care about Master Chief. That's a dumb franchise or whatever.
And then it's the highest pre-order, ever. Yeah, so like, I mean, on record, like we're saying like, no, it'd be a really dumb thing to do. But like the hype level of just being like, the screen goes black and the Halo music kicks in at a PlayStation conference.
Yeah, it would be huge.
Like, that would be a holy shit moment. Like, would it be good for business? Who knows?
No, it would be good for business. I don't think it'd be good for the brand.
No.
There's a big difference. You can't confuse. Do not confuse making money with protecting your brand. Those are not the same thing in business, right? Don't get me wrong. The end goal is to make as much money as humanly possible. But
I agree.
Protecting your brand in terms of having a loyal fan base. I'm talking about, look, I'm so blessed that I got to go to XO19 because that was the last one, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we're ever going to see something like that ever again. Like, the brand is going to be so tarnished at that point that we're no longer, I'm an Xbox player and I play PlayStation and Nintendo games. I'm a PlayStation player, but I play Xbox, and that's long gone now, right? And as soon as that Halo moment happens, and I guarantee you PlayStation would go for it, because it feels like a WCW versus WWE moment.
Mm-hmm.
We got your guys.
It's like Hulk Hogan showing up on WCW.
That's what it feels like, in my opinion, from like a brand perspective. Not so much from a money being generated perspective, but from a brand perspective, oh my God, yes. Like, that would be crazy. Matt, you disagree?
I think so. I know, I'm a little bit torn on it. I don't know is the truth, but let me play devil's advocate. I don't think PlayStation do that. I think PlayStation are the ones that hold out and don't want an Xbox splash screen in their state of play. I think Sony is so much more careful about their brand image, which goes to what you were just saying.
Agreed.
That they wouldn't want to confuse anybody with that. And so I think that's the reason that it doesn't happen, more so than Xbox not wanting it to happen or anything else we talked about.
Yeah, no, I do agree. But go play Gears of War. If you listen to this podcast, maybe go play Gears of War. You're going to enjoy it. Crash, Perfect. We said we went to play through them all again. Perfect excuse. You don't have to play that through with Ben. You can play that with me. We've already played it before. Crash?
Yeah.
Crash?
Yeah, we could.
Crash?
We could.
Screw you. I'm going to ask Despawn. He'll play games with me.
I just said we could, and now you're looking at Despawn. That's crazy.
You've never played Gears of War?
I've played 1, 2, and 3.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I couldn't really tell you what fundamentally happens in them, or much that I remember from them.
Your chainsaw locusts, that's fantastic. It's the best thing in the world. Like, I
remember the advertising for Gears of War much better than I remember the games.
That's crazy.
Maybe says something about the franchise.
No, Matt, that's just something about you. I'm sorry. We're not putting that on the franchise.
Yeah, that's what you think.
Gears of War has had wonderful advertising.
Sure, but I remember the games more than I remember the advertisements. Personally.
Yeah.
Personally.
So again, if we're getting into this kind of minutiae, we should probably move on. But like, I still think Gears of War is some of the best advertising. Like the Mad World trailer is one of the best trailers ever. But
I'm still very angry. Even E-Day, the fact that my internet dropped out before E-Day got announced, and you guys get to be together, and I fucking missed it. I was so upset.
We did Crash. Me and you Crash. Crash, you want to play Gears with me?
I was so upset.
Yeah, you know what, Despawn? Yeah, we could play Gears together.
We could play Gears together. Yeah. Cool. Let's do it.
Moving on, a piece of news Xbox fans will have already known that this is all. I kind of find it weird that this even came out because I was like, oh, okay, I thought this had already happened, if I'm being totally honest. The FTC loses appeal challenging Microsoft's acquisition of Activision Blizzard. Nothing more there to report, really. It was denied, and Xbox have obviously won the court case that they were in with the FTC. So all things will have gone through, which, again, I'm confused how this works, because Xbox were they not already operating like this? Like, what would have happened if this wouldn't have, if they would have won this? Like,
who knows?
I think potentially they could have forced them to sell it or dissolve it.
Okay, that makes sense.
But yeah, legal things are complicated. I don't know.
Very. And that's why we're moving on very swiftly. Next piece of news, we've been talking about it a roundabout way for the longest time, but the Xbox Handheld has officially leaked. Project Kennan is a thing. I saw this on Twitter first of all, but Windows Central wrapped it up in a fantastic little bow that you can go look at if you haven't. They obviously, we knew they partnered with ROG. They were flirting on Twitter for a little while, but official images have leaked for the console, the handheld console itself. There's a white version and there's a black version that we see in these images. Doesn't mean you're going to get both versions, but boys, does this Dees, we'll start with you. You're a hype man. Does this get you excited for an Xbox handheld at all? I know you like your handhelds.
I do like my handhelds. I hate the look of this. Like, it's just not good.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the look. I don't know what it is about it, but like the way that they kind of, I think it's the reason I don't like the Portal as well. It just feels like half a controller tacked on the side in a way. Like, it just, the look of it doesn't really sit well with me.
I get what you're saying. It feels like this is like special Switch controllers on the side of it instead of it being like a whole product. Yeah. I can see that.
Okay.
Yeah,
I disagree.
Yeah. Oh, that's fine.
I don't love the look of it. I don't love the look of it. I don't think I don't really know what else you're meant to do with something like this. Like, the one thing I will say is it looks more like an ROG handheld than it does an Xbox handheld. Is my biggest takeaway from this. Like, don't get me wrong, you can see in the images, obviously the XY, especially in the white one, the XYBA, the colors that's obviously are very important. You can see that it very much does have the Xbox analog sticks as well. But other than that, I think it's too I don't know. I was expecting an Xbox logo on it somewhere. Yeah, to be honest, maybe it's on the back.
Nope.
But I understand. But I also understand. No, I haven't seen the back. So
in if you scroll down into the, I think about like a third of the way down in the article, like I'm not going to show them on stream because I don't want to show leaked images. But the back is a lot of vents, and one of the vents looks like the ROG vent like logo.
That's my issue. Go on, Matt.
Yeah. We don't know how far along that this device is. This isn't a production unit. This has an ROG logo on the front and nothing on the back. Like, there's no way that Xbox released an Xbox handheld with ROG branding on the front and no Xbox branding other than the buttons. This is a prototype.
They can be using like leftover material they have for other stuff that they were working on for this.
100%.
Or the flip side is there is no official Xbox handheld, and it is them very much being like, we're going to give you the software and the minimum specs for it. You make the hardware. Similar to the way that like PCs is very much like the PC is like, here's the specs you need to run games on a PC. You go build the PC. We give you the OS to run it. But yeah, you make the hardware.
The top comment on this Twitter post where the images are leaked is ROG Ally 2 brackets Xbox edition. Pretty much. That's pretty much what this. If this is what this ends up being, that is pretty much what this is, and it's quite disappointing if that is what it ends up being. In my opinion. But it's one of those ones. I like the white way more than the black. I will say that for nothing. The black. The other thing that scares me a lot about this is how dirty it is.
The fingerprints.
I know that it's a leaked image and things of that nature, right? But like just seeing how much smudge marks are all over this thing. I'm not talking just the screen either. It's like all over this thing. I'm like, Jesus, did someone forget to wash their hands before they use this thing, or what? Like,
doesn't that make you think that this is a very early prototype unit?
Yes.
And that it's been used a lot.
Yeah.
And so, like, you know, for me, this is like no more confirmation that this thing is actually happening than anything else we've had.
Well, we know it's happening.
Because Phil Spencer has talked about these prototype units existing for years. This looks like it's existed for years.
Yeah, this thing's got years of use.
So. Yeah, that's true. That is very true. I mean, look, I'm with you, Matt. But we got a show we have to fill out, so leave me alone. Time to guess that game.
I was going to say,
please, go on, please.
I was going to say, to keep an eye out for news, it does say in the article here that Microsoft are going to be at Build 2025 in May 19th, where they are likely to show the new OS. So we will expect to see more news there. So next week, or a couple of weeks' time, we should get some news.
Who's buying this? Because I have talked myself in and out of buying this for like 10. Matt, you'll definitely buy it, right?
I think so, probably, yeah. I'm using my Portal more than I thought I would, and Emma got me Portal for my birthday, which was very nice. Or Christmas, maybe. Christmas. Anyway, I'm using it more than I thought I would. I'm really enjoying it, and I really like the form factor of it. I like the form factor of this. No, I don't have a Steam Deck.
Get a Steam Deck.
I kind of wanted to get a Steam Deck over buying this laptop that I'm currently on. But Emma wanted to play The Sims, and I was like, oh, Steam Deck don't feel great for that. So
definitely not. You probably pick up a second-hand Steam Deck from maybe like a CEX or something, and you get a 5-year warranty on it as well.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's what I've started doing. Like when I'm buying second-hand consoles, like I'll go to CEX and doing 5-year warranties on all their electronics. Yeah. I'm like, why would I not? And if they can't repair it, they give you a new one. So,
right.
Yeah,
that is good.
Pretty good. Despawn, you're the other corporate shill out here that will buy anything. I
don't know. So I say yes.
Oh, come on, Despawn, you're a day one.
I am. You're right. I am. It's legitimately the Nintendo Switch 2 conversation of like, maybe I'll buy it, maybe I won't. We'll see when it's available. If the urge is there, day one, this is available. I'll probably hit buy.
I think for Despawn, it'll really depend. Is it just an ROG with Xbox branding, or is it like an actual Xbox?
Oh, true.
No, I'm there with you. That's where I come down on it as well. To be honest with you, if it's an Xbox in handheld form, there's more likely of me buying it. But that being said, maybe I'll just buy a Steam Deck OLED, honestly, because I'm just like, I use my Xbox so limited now.
Yeah.
It's so, if you were telling me I can run Game Pass off this natively and download the games from Game Pass, then you have my attention.
I mean, you can do that on the ROG Ally.
Yeah, I'm sure you can. So, but I'm saying I want the whole OS. I want all of that, right? So, no, I don't see why it won't be able to do the things that I want it for. Price point's obviously super important as well, but
yeah,
I don't know. I keep talking myself out of it, to be honest. Do I care? I'm at the point. I'll keep it a buck with you, though. I'm at the point where I'm like, I'm just gonna use my PlayStation for console games from now on. I'm there. I'm literally there. I've gotten to that point with it where I'm like,
you're a PC gamer now.
Okay, I've been a PC gamer for years now, but it's always still aligned with Xbox. Now, look, I should not be able to do this live on the podcast. This ain't plugged in. If it isn't plugged in, if you're listening to the video, the audio version, I currently have my Xbox Series console on my shoulder. Like, it's not plugged in.
Yeah, Fix is currently recreating the GIF.
Oh.
If you know the GIF, you know.
Yeah, if you know, you know. You should know. It's got over 1 million shares. Crazy, right?
Yeah,
crazy. But yeah, it's an interesting world we live in. Crash. Time for Guess That Game.
Guess That Game. That is the game show where one of us picks out a game, and this week it's going to be me, and the others will take turns asking yes or no questions, and they have 1 minute and 30 seconds, and by the end of that, they have to guess what game it is, and there'll be a little trivia question at the end of this. Fix, what are the scores, please?
The scores look like this. Remember, Matt's been here for the last 2 weeks, by the way. Crash is currently sitting on 11 points. Despawn is currently sitting on 10 points. I am currently sitting on 11 points. Ryan McCaffrey is currently sitting on 1 point. He's only ever been on one show this year. And Matt P Video is currently on 1 point as well.
Damn, Matt.
Interesting.
It is interesting, Matt. Matt,
I think I should get 2 points for a win now, you know?
I'll give Matt, what? Because if you're wait. Because you can't be bothered to dedicate to the audience, you want bonus points.
You know what, Matt? This week, if you get the game and the trivia correct, I'll give you a bonus point.
Oh my gosh.
You have to get both right. You have to get both right.
I'm assuming that's the same for the rest of us as well, yeah?
No, you guys are too close to me.
I mean, you don't get to choose the point scoring rule. You just get to choose the question.
Review it. We get to. You don't get to pick points.
No, you know what? We can go back to like the first week I added these rules. Fix decided I'm going to offer 2 trivia questions. Yeah, I get to pick the points I get to give. That was what Fix said. So, yes, I get to pick the points that I give. Yes.
No, you're forgetting one. Go on. You're forgetting one thing.
Yeah.
I'm MC Fixer. You're Crash.
My bad. Yeah. You're right. You know what? Fuck it, Matt. You can't get an extra point. I apologize.
Yeah. No, what I was going to say is, except we all have control of who lists the points. So, what I was going to say is, you can control.
Make sure you have 0 points next week. Despawn. If you want.
I mean, no, you can't do that. You can't do that.
I'll reset us all and put Matt even with us. I'll lose. I don't care if I lose the year I won last year, baby. I'm a winner already.
I mean, I won the year before, so I'm also a winner, baby. So it's fine.
I've never won. But all right, Crash, let's do this.
Couldn't relate.
All right. We're gonna go Fix. We'll start with you, Matt, then Despawn.
All right.
I like it.
Go.
Xbox One generation.
Yes.
It launched on the Xbox One generation.
Yes.
Does it have multiplayer? Oh my god! Here we go.
Multiplayer, yes.
Is it a first party exclusive?
Nope.
Was it published by Capcom?
Nope.
Is it primarily considered a PC game?
I would say no.
I like that question. I like that question a lot.
Is it a racing game?
Nope.
Okay.
Is it a shooter?
Yes.
Interesting. Does it have multiple endings?
Nope.
Will we have played it? Like, will all of us have played it? Is that something you would know?
I don't know. Okay. All of you, I don't know.
Okay.
Have you played it with me?
Yes.
Hey! Okay, I got this, guys.
Interesting. Does it have some like Hollywood voice talent?
I don't know. I don't believe so.
Okay. Just going back to my not exclusive title. Was it exclusive when it initially launched, but not now?
No.
Okay.
Okay. Good question, Despawn.
Thank you.
Was it published by Ubisoft?
You guys are all out of time. I'll let you guys all ask one more question. Is that the last question you want to ask, Fix?
Yes.
No.
So not Ubisoft. Okay.
I don't know what it is.
So let me just go through what I've noted down. Like, I'm not just Googling, I'm writing it down. So it was an Xbox One launch. It has multiplayer. It was not an exclusive. It is a shooter. Not Ubisoft. Not Capcom. And yeah, it was never exclusive. I've got it. So you were saying like it wasn't exclusive at launch. It's not exclusive now. Okay. Fix has played it with you.
The problem is you asked about the voice actors.
Mm-hmm.
But he answered it in a way that scares me. It scares me a little.
I don't know.
Interesting.
No, it's not your fault. It's not your fault at all. But like, it leaves it so open for like.
I would say no. I would confidently say no, but I'm not 100% sure.
No, you're yeah. I got you. It's just
I'm juggling between two guesses. I'm ready to go.
So here's my thought process, right? Like, there's no way it's COD in any way, shape, or form, right? Because that would have been voice actors. Then my mind goes to a bunch of battle royales, but it's not Ubisoft as well, so it can't be certain game that we love together. It weren't exclusive, so it can't be those games. So in my head, I've got a game in my head, but there's no way it's that. And if it is, I'm going to be very angry. But cool, I'll go first.
Wait, they each got a question to ask.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah,
oh, do we? Okay.
Yeah, because I said you guys all have an extra question. Then Despawn went through everything you guys have asked so far.
How specific do I want to get with my question?
Try and get the platform, the publisher.
Ask a question that'll give you the answer, Despawn, not fix the answer.
Shut up.
I go while you think, Despawn.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
Is the I've tripped myself up there immediately. Okay, is it part of a franchise that's still going?
No.
Oh, well, that completely throws me out of the water then, because it's not the game I think it was.
Yeah, me too.
So, just for clarification, the franchise is now dead.
I would say it's probably dead. Yes.
Okay.
I answered a question that I shouldn't have answered there. I should skip Despawn being able to ask a question, but I'm still gonna let him. I'm still gonna let you.
Because we're not close, yeah.
Has this game, as part of its franchise, had an offshoot from its main?
No.
Oh, all right. So it's not that then.
I just want to point out, you guys are talking about franchise. I never once implied that it was a franchise with multiple games.
Okay. You're giving us more info there.
I don't think you guys will get it. So I'm good. I'm gonna give you guys
One, right?
We did say Xbox One.
Launch Xbox One. I'm gonna give you guys another 20.
I'm ready. I'm ready. No, I'm ready. I'm ready.
Okay. Are the rest of you guys ready?
I think so, but I'm wrong.
I can pluck one. Yeah, I'm terribly wrong, but I'll pluck one.
Fix, we'll start with you.
World War Z.
Okay.
Don't know if we played that together.
I'm going to be angry if that's the right answer.
Why? Would you got that?
No.
So I'm torn between two, and I'm just going to throw it out there, and I think it's wrong. Well, I'm pretty sure it's wrong. Titanfall.
Okay. Mac.
I'm so wrong. I don't know.
Yeah, you suck at this.
You gotta guess. You gotta guess anything.
You got 5 seconds.
All right. Sea of Thieves. It's not right, obviously.
No. Unfortunately, it's not. The answer is Outriders.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, okay.
I was in the right world.
Yeah.
World War Z, Outriders. Yeah, we did play Outriders. 8 and everything.
I played as well. Yeah.
I played a lot of it. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know if you guys played it. I knew for a fact I played it with Fix.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
I think I played it with you too.
I think you did, but I wasn't sure. I didn't remember 100%. So I was like, I don't want to.
Don't want to be like, for sure. Yeah, definitely did.
Yeah.
Okay, give me my trivia. Come on.
Okay, the trivia. The game takes place on a planet, as a lot of games tend to do. The trivia question is, I'm going to give you multiple choice.
Okay.
What is the planet the game takes place on? Arrakis, Earth, Sarah, or Enoch? Okay. One of those 4 planets is the planet the game takes place in.
Got it.
Okay.
I got it.
I believe so.
I know it. I'm pretty confident, yeah.
I haven't got a clue, so I'll go first. The last one, Enoch, or whatever it was.
Okay.
Enoch was going to be mine as well.
Same.
You guys all got a bonus point. Wow.
Let's go.
Do I get a point for saying what the other ones are from?
Arrakis. Oh, never mind.
That's the question.
You get a point for saying all the other ones are from.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say
like
no.
it.
You don't get a point.
I like it. I can't lie. I like it. Having that sort of gamer knowledge should be rewarded. I would be okay with him.
One of these is not a game. Is gaming knowledge.
That's
Two
fine.
of these are not gaming knowledge.
That's fine.
Earth is not any knowledge. Like astrology.
Well, Earth is like 90% of the games out there.
Yeah.
Like
you know what?
That's
a good point.
Yeah, like the games have been, made on
go
Earth.
for it. There's no bonus point. But.
No, that's fine. I'm gonna say Arrakis is the world of Dune. Earth is 90% of games that have been released. Sarah is Gears of War, I believe. And then obviously the last one is Outriders.
Yep, that's correct.
Fair
Earth
enough.
is a world in Outriders. Fun fact: I found this out. Not the world that the game takes place in. So,
nope.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, interesting.
Well, the points look like this: Crush 11, Despawn 11, me 12, Matt 2. What?
I should be at 12.
No, you were on 11. I was on. We
None
were
of you
joined.
guys got the game correct.
I got the point. I just got a point. You didn't get. Oh, you're
No,
right.
You guess one for the
No.
point. And no, like,
Yeah,
there's no.
you're
There's
right.
no.
Most of you guys
argument
don't think I deserve it, which is fair.
No,
No,
you
you
deserved it.
you definitely deserved it.
You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. I'm sorry.
no
you're
arguments
correct.
there.
I'm sorry.
All good. All good.
Let's get into Fixer Sack, shall we? Remember, you can email in my Xbox and me podcast@gmail.com. Yes,
Yeah.
Matt.
I see a question for Fixer Sack.
Oh, yes, please, sure.
MC Fixer, hi, Matt P Video, long time listener,
Yeah.
occasional
First time
co-host.
right. First time right.
Yeah. First time right. GTA 6 recently got delayed. How does it feel to have GTA 6 still sat at the top of your fantasy critic pickings, knowing that it's been delayed into the next year?
Absolutely fine. I am more than happy about it. It doesn't bother me in the slightest. And the reason why is because it had to be taken off the board by somebody. Let's be honest.
For sure.
Somebody had to jump on that grenade, and it had to be me. And I'll tell you why I feel good as well. Mafia. We didn't talk about it on this week's show, but Mafia has just been announced. And I'm loving it because of the price point it's at as well. Which we'll talk about. Probably talk about on next week's show. We won't go to fit on this week's, but we'll get into it next week and break it down because I haven't watched the trailer yet. But I feel confident still. I still feel confident. But we'll get into the Fantasy Critic in a little bit, shall we? Because I've got a question that came in from Big Willie P here on the Discord that says, did I miss it? Are you guys still doing blind ranking? Happy to give more suggestions. Well, it only took about 10 weeks to realize that I took blind ranking away. What?
I'm sure it's been 10 weeks since we last did blind rankings.
It's been a while. Something like that.
It's not 10. It's less than 10, I think, but it's been a while.
And so some of you didn't notice that it went, or some of you didn't care. I took it away because I wanted to see how long it would take for people to notice. So, yes, you can have a blind ranking this week, Big Willie P. Because I was just waiting until we always say on this show, we want your feedback. We want constructive criticism. We want things like that. I noticed people were like, we love blind ranking, yada, yada, yada. I wanted to see how long it would take before people would actually mention for it to come back. Took you too long. It took you too long. We have a blind ranking here from A Wild Jarmy Enters. This is where you boys are going to rank it we are going to rank it 1 through 5 to come up with our best list, and then we will guess the title. Are you ready?
Yes.
I'm ready.
First game is Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater.
Wow.
No, just he said 3, not Delta.
2?
I would say 2.
Yeah, like there's an argument for 1, but
4?
I mean, look, I'll step out of this. I'm not a Metal Gear guy. I don't know if I've ever played one.
I've never played through. I've played 4 and 5. I've talked about this before. I've played 4
I think
and
I need to go back and play Metal Gear 1. Is it available on iPhone?
you fucking I think it'll be available on your portal, mate.
Oh, yeah.
I think if we're trying to fill out this list for like where this game, it's hard without knowing anything. But people love this game. I think it's hard not to put it high up on the list.
It's just considered one of the best. It's considered one of the best Metal Gear Solids ever.
No, it's considered one of the best games ever.
Yeah, I think 2 for Snake Eater.
Yeah, like there's an argument for 1 depending on what else pops up, but yeah, to be safe, I'm saying 2.
It's too early, I think, for 1. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll allow it.
Next up, Babel.
with Snake Eater there,
3.
4.
Yeah, it's got to be 3. I'd say 3. 3.
Well,
I think
we got
the
50-50.
the problem. Look, okay. Here's the question.
Go on.
I love Fable as a franchise. I love Fable. Now, I'm not taking in. We're going to plant a tree and then you're going to go back there in 20 years and the tree's going to be there. Yeah, forget all that nonsense. What we got on the damn table. I love Fable. 2 and 3. All right, 3 wasn't as good as 2, but I enjoyed them both. I didn't play 1, so I need to go and do that.
What game does it specifically list?
Yeah, we only ranked Metal Gear 3, so we only rank Fable 1.
If we're ranking Fable 1 on 5. I thought we ranked as franchises.
I was going to say 4. No.
That's how we.
We didn't rank Metal Gear as a franchise.
That one was specifically Snake Eater.
Yeah, we don't do franchises in blind rankings. We do franchises and guess that game.
Oh, true.
So because they're specifically saying games. 4. Yeah, all right, I'll go 4. For Fable 1.
5, 4 or 5. So 5.
2 of us are at 4.
You're
2 of us are at 5. Somebody's got to blink.
Give me your why. Why should it be 4 and not 5?
I think there could be a game worse than Fable on this list, is my thing.
It's not a bad game. We might get a bad game.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine for me. I'll go 4. 4. Next up, Viewful Joe?
Beautiful Joe.
Beautiful Joe.
Beautiful
number
Joe?
5.
That's number 5. Yeah.
5. Yeah, I'm good with that.
You're welcome, Fix.
Yeah, who made Beautiful Joe?
It's a Capcom game, I think.
It's
no, it's not Capcom.
No, it's not. But it's whoever made it is like a popular publisher. I want to say it might have even been Hello Games.
Oh, it is Capcom. I
apologize.
Profusely.
Yeah,
right,
it's in Marvel vs. Capcom. Yeah,
I'm so sorry. You are correct. Apologies.
There's a game that was made by the people who made it originally, I think, and ended up on a Nintendo platform or something like that. That was heavily inspired by it. That might be what you guys are thinking of. Possibly. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong.
Clover Studio. Okay. Oh, Hideki Kiyomi. Yeah, 5.
Yeah.
Next up, Tales of Symphony.
Tales of Symphony.
Symphonia.
I'm going to put it in the Symphonia.
Yeah.
3.
3, just because of what's left.
Okay, where's that leave us then? There goes Metal Gear 2, Fable 4, Joe 5, Tales 3, and number 1 is going to be Spider-Man 2. I'm okay with it.
I'm not.
Yeah, I'm okay with it too.
I'm not okay.
I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. You need to specify, because what Spider-Man 2 are we talking about? PS2 Spider-Man 2? Spider-Man 2 PS5? What one are we talking about here?
No, because that's Marvel's Spider-Man.
I don't think it's Marvel's Spider-Man 2.
Okay, yeah.
Because look at the other games on the list. I would think it's like some PS2 era Spider-Man 2 game.
Yeah, that's what I would assume as well. But I'm fine with it being number 1 for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
I'm not mad at this. I'm not mad with how we play this out.
I literally pulled that the other day.
Was it when you Cowboy finds?
One sec. Here we go. Let's have a look.
You know, my favorite thing about Fix's new kind of setup is the creepy Mario.
How fucking crazy is that?
Background.
How crazy is that?
Yeah, that's wild. Yeah.
What a game!
I like it even more. I like it even more because when he's out of focus back there, it looks like he's really like judging Fix for everything he says and like hates him.
Fix.
I very much enjoy it.
The next time you go to boot sale, I need you to buy 5 random games and make that the blind ranking for that week.
Oh, that's fun. That's fun.
Yeah. Like
correct.
I mean,
we just ranked the 5 games
with all of the games that currently sit under your desk. I'm sure that you've already booted a garbage.
Or you could do that as well.
Yeah, just pull out 5 random games and we'll rank them next week.
Or I could do it. I could do it right now. Here we go. You ready?
Let's do a quick one. Yeah.
No. We've got to get the category for Big Willy Peas, otherwise we're in trouble.
No. It's fine. Let's do this.
It's fine. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Blind ranking 5 random games randomly. Are you ready?
Okay.
From my car boot South Lines.
So just give it away the title of the list.
Starting off. Wii Sport. Found inside this very Wii.
Okay.
Oh wow. No box.
That's a number. I'd argue 1.
It was high, Crash. Like, I get it sold a lot and people played it and stuff, but 2's
Wii
high.
Sports was fantastic.
Wii Sports is a system seller.
Yeah.
2.
I mean, it's a system bundle. What do you want about?
No.
Stop. You're not about to try to disrespect Wii Sports. You're not.
I'm not about to try and
Why do you think Wii Sports? You land, please.
The reason people bought Wiis and they were so hard to get is because parents were like, a healthy gaming console because of Wii Sports, and it sold like crazy because of it. My parents cared about the Wii because of it, because it was a physical gaming console. Let's like not play around. Wii Sports was a system seller, and it's one of the reasons the Wii was as big as it is. It wasn't Mario Galaxy. It wasn't whatever other Nintendo can put there. It was not that. It was Wii Sports.
I agree with you, but if you're gonna like review it as a game, what are you giving it?
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
At the time it came out, it's easily at least a 9.
Okay.
It literally,
that game transcended gender, not genders, generations.
Well, that's it.
Oh, generations.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and genders. Yeah, but yeah, all of it. Like everyone played Wii Sports. Like legitimately everyone, and everyone enjoyed it.
I agree.
Everyone enjoyed it.
I understand that, and I understand it made the Wii very successful. That doesn't make it a good game.
No, it being a good game makes it a good game.
It's not a good game. It's not a good game. It's a great game.
It was a party game. It was a fun game. It was a game
everyone could play. Bro, it's one of the only games that I could bring my Wii downstairs and my mum would actually let me play it downstairs.
Again, that doesn't make it a good game.
It does.
But it is a good game.
Are you trying to tell me, Matt?
What is your criteria for good game here? Is it fun or is it based like, well, it's not graphically up to
something I want to play.
Yeah, but you got bad takes, so that's fine.
If you come to my house, I would be down to play Wii Sports with you tomorrow.
And I wouldn't be. Because I'd be bored.
It's 3-1, man.
Okay.
Yeah,
but there's no way you've got a working Wiimote over there.
100%.
Or a sensor bar.
Have you seen how many he buys? Come on, you see these car boot pickups.
Here we go.
I have
yeah, I think I've got one somewhere.
Did you have so here's my other thing, is I actually think Wii Sports Resort is a better game.
Well, yeah, it was a game after. It was going to be a better game.
No, that's not true. Sequels are not necessarily better than the originals.
I mean, when it comes to Nintendo, 9 times out of 10 it is. But, I mean, let's be honest. It's a good game and you run them out.
Matt, I'm not arguing
Wii
Resort and that and the third.
Yeah. Wii Sports is a good game.
It's got a condom and everything. It's got a condom for it and everything.
That's just lying about, mate. Don't disrespect me ever again. Never ever disrespect me. Never disrespect me again, all right?
Oh, you're always going to get disrespected.
What, Matt? You think that's interesting? How many Wiis do you think I bought? I got 1.
God.
I got 2? How many Wiis do you think I got out here, baby? I got Wiis on Wiis on Wiis. Do you know how much I paid for that Wii?
No.
£5.
One of them cost me £5, Crash. With 2 sets of cables. One of them cost me £1 with no cables, no controller.
Which one was the Wii Sports in?
The one for £1.
Value for money, right there. You know what it's worth about. So hold on. Are we ranking these based on how good they were for a car boot sale based on
no.
I kind of prefer that idea, but okay, fine. It's a 3.
Seems like a whole different series. No.
Well, Matt, you're outvoted. It's number 2.
Okay, perfect. 2. Next game. Wii Fit Plus.
5.
This ain't the basic Wii Fit. This is Wii Fit Plus.
5.
Do you have the board as well?
I let him keep the board because I already have 3.
Okay, that's fine then.
I'm gonna say 5 as well.
Here's my question. I know you won't answer it. Has he only picked out Wii games?
Well, he's supposed to be picking these out randomly, so I would be disappointed if the next game.
From his Wii pile is the question.
Let me tell you right now. I am literally only picked up what is to the left of me.
Okay,
which might be his Wii pile.
I trust you. I trust you.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Keep saying Wii pile. That's pretty good. I enjoy it.
His pile of Wii. I'm gonna go with 4 on this one.
It's 5. It's 5. We're moving on.
There are worse games out there that you might have picked out.
Maybe.
I don't. This early in a list, I don't like doing that close to absolutes.
Right? It's on 5.
Yeah, I'm 5.
Yeah,
okay.
Cool.
So Wii Sports was
2.
Okay. Spider-Man 2.
There he is.
There is
4.
Well, let's just put in one again. We put in one before. Let's put in one again. He deserves it.
It's not going above Wii Sports.
It's not going above Wii Sports.
Let's not look about, okay?
It's a good game. It's 3.
It's a good game.
It's 3.
It's 3.
3 Despawn. Despawn is 3. Thank you. It's
Wait.
3.
We got Fix. Fix has to pick where it goes.
I know what's coming. I know what's coming.
Line ranking.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
3. It's 3.
Okay. Next up.
There we go. Number 4.
Pokemon Gold without the
Oh.
sticker.
I mean, it
no
doesn't matter.
sticker.
We're talking about the game, right?
The game, not the cartridge that I bought, but Pokemon Gold without the sticker.
What? That's a crazy get.
show the underside
I'm
of that
actually
cartridge?
very jealous of that.
Crash,
So
how much do you think I paid for it?
For that?
50p.
No. 50p is like cents, right?
Yeah, it's
Half a
50
pound,
like
yeah.
about half a
Yeah.
pound, yeah. Half a dollar.
Yeah, like 1-2 pounds, something like that.
Crash, I got this. I got a black version of this mouse, the wireless one. Yeah.
Is that the G502?
The G502, what you guys bought me.
Yeah.
A Joy-Con.
Just
One.
singular.
Just what this
Just the
Joy-Con
right.
right here. Just this
Just
Joy-Con right here.
right.
You don't know
Joy-Con.
how to get a single
Um,
Joy-Con.
That Joy-Con right there.
And it's got drift.
I can't bother to get
That
up
is
again,
got drift.
but and a copy of Tomb Raider 1 and 2 on PC.
For how much?
Okay.
Hold on. Let me figure it out.
Go on.
I think he spent. What's the mouse worth? Like, what do we think? Despawn? I don't know the mouse.
Like
the mouse
the
is
mouse-
at £80. The mouse is £80 now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think you got a great deal then.
Wait,
is
did
what
you
I
get the-
hope, 'cause you
did you
bundled
get
up
the-
with a bunch of other shit where you're like, I'm trying to hide the good stuff.
I mean, we're
Come
going
on,
off on a
Matt.
real big
Wait,
tangent
wait,
here,
wait.
but
Matt, come on, Matt. Come on, Matt. You know me.
Go on,
Come
Matt.
on, Matt.
I know,
Come
I
on,
know the
Matt.
game. I know the
Okay,
game.
yeah. Come
I
on.
respect
you know the
it.
player, yeah. My question is, the Logitech, was it the wired or the wireless version?
No, wireless.
Oh.
What? Literally, the mouse you got me in pristine condition.
This bad boy right here.
That one right there, I have.
I used to
Okay.
have that mouse.
It's a good mouse.
Don't know what happened to it.
So how much
have
do you
it
think
now.
I paid? Out of interest.
I think
For the
20
lot.
quid would have been a good deal, but I think you got it less.
Yeah.
I think 5.
5 is low.
I
5
think
is low.
I think
5
you
is low.
stole. I think you robbed that
That's-
person blind.
Yeah.
I'd love for it to be
I
true.
think
I'm
you
going to go
practically
15.
held him at gunpoint and just
Here's-
took it away from him.
5, 15, and
For me, my question is, did you buy them tested or untested?
Stop asking
wait,
so many
everything's
questions. Just make a
untested. You know
prediction.
everything's untested. Everything's
It's not
untested.
boot. Where are you getting the power?
There's power there. What do you
There's
mean? You
always
can pay
power
a
there.
pound to use the power machine's man. The man will let you test it for a pound.
For the lot, I'm going to go 15.
I paid £10 for all of it.
Nice.
Well done.
Yeah,
Good
steal.
deal,
That's
good deal.
such a
Yeah.
steal.
Yeah.
Oh, Crash, I know.
yeah.
trust me, I know.
And to answer the original question, Pokemon Gold is number one.
Pokemon Gold.
Number
Yeah, I
one.
agree. Pokemon Gold at 1.
Okay, and then your last
Although
game,
it did
which
have
would
that
be,
annoying thing where your mum would kept calling you.
Yeah, just hang up. It's fine.
and then the last game would be what number? So we have Wii Sports
4.
at. So we got Gold at 1, Wii Sports at 2, Spider-Man at 3, Wii Fit Plus at 5, and the last game would be Pokemon Fire Emerald.
I'm okay with it.
No, Pokemon Fire Red.
Fire
version.
Yeah, 5 red. Yeah.
On the advance. Yeah, I'm okay with that.
It could have been higher. It should have been higher, but I'm fine with it.
Yeah, it should have been higher than Wii Sports, but look at you idiots.
Matt, I'm going to fight you.
Should it have been higher than Wii Sports?
Like, I'll make sure I'm off the clock, but I'm going to fight you.
I think you
Just-
should have been
just
number
letting you
3.
know. Yeah.
I'm going to let
Higher
you all
than Wii
know.
Sports.
I prefer this so much more. So I'm going to just start bringing my boxing games
We're gonna
up
keep
here and
doing
getting
this.
them out.
Or-
for you
I
guys.
kind of like this.
Let's
Yeah,
go.
I like it too.
I got a pitch for you. Let Haley pick it. And then
Then
put
you
it in
can
like a
join in.
bag. And you can
That's
be part
just-
of the mystery then.
Fix wants to do stuff like the moment the podcast is happening because he's not going to do.
He won't remember after.
Matt,
first.
I almost
Yeah.
missed this podcast. Like, where do you think I got time to ask Haley to make bundles of games, right? Like, come on. And I'm selling games, you know.
Oh, are you actually
busy,
selling them
yeah.
now? You're not just
No,
hoarding
not
them
yet,
still?
but shut up, not yet.
Fix
Right,
us
so
up.
back to the list.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Back to the list.
Oh, I
Do
forgot
you want
to
the
look at the
title
list.
for your points? Do you want
Remind me
your
what the
point
games
for a
were.
title?
It's been so
Metal Gear
long.
Solid 3, Fable, Beautiful Joe, Tales of Symphonia,
Symphonia.
and Spider-Man 2. I haven't got a clue, so I'm not even going to bother.
I've got a wild guess.
Yeah.
Go on then.
Do you want me to go first?
Yeah,
Yeah, go for
Liz.
games led by like a bit of a wild figure. I'm never going to have got the linguistics around this correct, but games led by a Peter Molyneux type motherfucker.
I'm not going to say that much, but sure. D-Spawn, you got anything?
I had nothing, but I'm going to reword what Matt just said and make it sound more legible. Games.
That's not okay.
Yeah, it is. Shut up. It's fine.
We've done it on the game before.
Yeah. Games with legendary directors.
Games released 21 years ago. Released in 2004. Yami, that title was absolute dog shit.
That's not bad.
Just letting you know. Oh, I'm fighting Yami. It's fine.
I wouldn't have thought Fable and Spider-Man 2 came out in the same year. Or Metal Gear 3 for that matter.
No, me either.
No.
Actually, agree. All right, let's get through Fix the Sack real quick so we can get out of here. First question says, additional to the above, don't know what the above is, but sure. Why would you buy a Series S when you could buy a Switch 2 for similar money and have a console the similar power, doesn't have the memory issues of the Series S, and is a handheld? And most Xbox games will probably come there.
That last bit is not true, and therefore that's why.
Yeah, there's no guarantee. I mean, they probably will, but there's no guarantee right now. Like, there's been no announcements.
I don't think they probably will. I don't think that's true.
No, I think they will.
I don't think you're going to see Gears of War Reloaded on Switch 2.
Yeah, probably.
No.
You don't?
Nope.
No.
Well,
I think you will.
Will it run? Will it run?
I don't know if Nintendo would have won it, is the thing.
I don't think the way that Nintendo are marketing this game with like a full range, like you've got a FromSoft game on there, so they're not worried about the age rating stuff.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah.
No, will it run? I think the issue is Xbox's perspective, right? Like they've just promised no cuts, no loaded cutscenes.
That's a good point.
Are we saying that the Switch 2 can run a game where there is no cutscenes loaded?
I think you get a Switch 2 version at some point.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not on launch. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
But yeah, I don't think Xbox. I think Matt's right. I don't think Xbox games are guaranteed to the Switch 2, and that would be why you don't get a Switch 2 over a Series S.
I have another reason.
Sure.
If you're slightly strapped for cash and you understand the gaming world, and you go, well, I could get little Timmy a Series S and Game Pass, or I could get him the new Switch. And how much is Mario Kart now? How much is Zelda remastered? Excuse me? No, thank you. That's why.
Sure. Okay. I don't know, man. Yeah. I don't like the question. To be honest, it's a weird question. Love you, Top Left, but I don't love the question.
I don't think that's.
Is that Origin Cookie Man?
Big Willie P's question.
Yeah.
No,
so the additional above is
it is. So the question was the first question was, are you still doing Brad Rankins? And then additional to that was the Switch 2.
Sorry, Top Left.
I remember when we read that question out.
Yeah, sorry. I was. Do you want to run the podcast? I'm trying here. Top Left 91 says, given the fact that this is the second price rise this generation and the cost of the PlayStation 5 Pro as it is, do you guys think we'll see possibly 800 to 900, possibly higher entry points for next generation consoles? Yes.
Possibly.
Maybe, but it'd be a hard pill to swallow.
It's hard to say so far out before they're announced. I think Xbox is rumored to come 2027. That was the rumors, right? So I think we'll see first with them, which is a really tough position for Xbox to be in, to announce a price first. I think that's always dangerous with the next generation of consoles. But I think that'll be the first sign. I think, yes, with the way things have been going, I think you could see a 800. I think above 800 for a console, I don't think you see, but I think you could see a 799 or a 750 point or 799 point hit the 800. I think you could see something like that.
Yeah, I think Xbox negate that by doing two SKUs again, and they have their cheaper SKU and their more expensive SKU. And I just think that's the way they run now.
I don't think they're gonna. I think they're getting out of hardware. I think they're just gonna go smack like PlayStation have done this time. Smack bang, this is our price point. We're going to lose a bit of money on it, but we're putting our hardware everywhere, so who cares? I don't think you're going to see two SKUs again.
No.
I think I don't think the two SKUs will work if one of them is $800 and the other one's $500 to $600. I don't think that two SKU system works. I think it worked with the Series S because the Series S came in at what was it, $300 when it launched.
Yeah,
yeah, that's a huge deal. A smaller SKU launching at $500 to $600, I don't think is as big of a deal.
Yeah,
from my perspective.
Look, I don't want to be that guy, but just buy a PC. I understand that people are going to be like, oh, the headaches, the this, the that, the blah, blah, blah.
Those headaches don't really exist that much.
If we're getting to a point of £800 to £900, put the extra 200 and get a decently enough working PC that can play some of the games that you care about. I think personally, I know that's people like their consoles and things like that. I love mine, but I am not paying £800 to £900 for a console. No way.
Matt,
question. Getting yourself a PS5 Pro for GTA?
I don't know. But again, like I always say, I am not the same person listening to this podcast. Mine is a tax write-off.
Totally.
Mine is a tax write-off. So if I'm buying it, I'm buying it because I've spoken to my accountant and they're like, hey, you can spend a bit more money to get this knocked off of your taxes. That is why I'm buying it. I am not buying it for any other reason than that. Otherwise, I would have done it already so I could have made the content for it, you know? So I don't want to... I feel like me specifically, I'm such a bad test case for some of those questions, you know, of like, are you doing this though? Because again, mine comes with but I can write it off. Like, so I just think I think you have to be transparent in that. No is my answer right now, but very much like Despawn, if they come out with a trailer that's like, it runs like this and runs like this and it looks that much better, then yes, I'm probably going to do it.
Yeah.
But
fair enough.
hopefully that means we'll see it on the series and it runs just as good, right? Right, guys? Right, guys? Right, guys?
If what we saw actually ran on base PS5, I'm good. I don't need the Pro version.
No, same.
I agree, but I still want it.
But I still want it, yeah.
Let's be real. This is going to end up getting the Pro version. Let's not play it.
I don't know.
So here's the issue, right? Is like day one, like the main point for you specifically, Fix, and for the rest of us tangentially, is like the main point of getting it is so we can play it day one and just like stream the game and show it off to everyone, all that kind of stuff. If the base PS5 and the base Series X can do that, I'm fine. I don't need to buy it because I know that in 6 months to a year's time, we're going to get the PC version and I can do it all again with all the bells and whistles, and I don't have to spend an extra £800 to get a console to do it.
And you took the words out of my mouth, which is I'm already knowing I'm buying 2 copies of this game. One the year it releases and the year after, if it is that when it comes to PC. Do I need extra bubbles in my beer? I don't know.
No.
So, scenario, right? And I don't think this is going to happen, but let's say limited edition PS5 Pro, Gears of War,
buying it.
Not Gears of War, GTA console comes out.
Buying
you would buy it.
I'd be in the queue to try and buy it. Yes.
Okay.
But you got to think, I did try and buy the anniversary one, no chance. So
no.
Like, there's no reason for me not to. You know, I don't care about the controller, but
it's great.
Yeah. I'm sure it's amazing. All right, let's get through these next few real quickly. Origin Cookie Man says, what topic will get the most content by the end of the year? How to master parry timing in Clear Obscure Expedition 33. How to master active reload in Gears of War. How to master the shield in Doom the Dark Ages. How to master the insert weapon here in the Outer Worlds 2.
Clear Obscure.
The Clear Obscure one.
Clear Obscure, I agree.
Yeah. It's the most finicky of the lot, and I think it's like, I think I've seen them already. There's like, they keep popping up in my timeline of like, this is what you should be listening out for, and like, this is what you need to be paying attention to. Yeah. It's like, I think we'll see more of that than we will like, you know, click the active reload when it's on the little bright white bit. I think that's pretty self-explanatory.
The
only reason sorry, go on, Crash.
How difficult, how like complex the shield is to use in Doom. I could see that possibly being one also, but I don't think so. I think it's Expedition.
Yeah.
The only argument against it is Clear Expedition, whilst it's sold very well and it's very popular, it's nowhere. It's not it's niche. It's niche.
Yep.
It's not mainstream in the same way Gears and Doom are.
I get what you're saying, Matt. I think I disagree because from a content creation perspective, you see a lot of content coming out for Expedition 33, or at least I see, and maybe it's just the algorithm
I see nothing
favoring me or favoring what I'm into. So
yeah, no,
you
I see
see
a
nothing,
lot.
Matt, but you're not on the internet like us. Is that not fair?
Sure. I've just thrown them into Google Trends.
Oh, okay. Some actual facts-based stuff. Go on.
Exactly. So let me look for what? What should I look at? Last 90 days?
Sure, why not?
Sure.
So the problem with this last 90 days is like 3 of the 4 things that are going to be discussed in this list aren't out yet.
Not even that yet.
For people to talk about.
The problem with doing this for the last 90 days is that it's proved me wrong. Clear Expedition is far ahead of either Gears or Doom.
Yeah, I thought it would be.
Yeah, do it when all the games are out and like give it 30 days after the fact.
Even then you can't though, because Google Trends again is when it's peaking. So it's when it's at its most hype. So yeah.
But according to Google Trends, Gears of War has never got off the bottom floor of this. So like around
what's the question you put in though?
So you just compare 3 search terms next to each other.
Yeah. But I'm saying, what you just put in Gears of War?
Yes.
Well, it's no longer called Gears of War anymore. It's called Gears.
Okay, I can try Gears, but Gears is just going to bring up.
I think Gears will just bring
general. Also, what would people search?
I know, but I'm just telling you that's. Yeah, I mean,
what would people search? Nobody's going to search Gears. People are going to search Gears of War, even if the name changed.
I'm just telling you what it's called now.
I know what it's called, but like that's not how. Like if you wanted to find out like how relevant.
But would it not auto-correct you to Gears? Like if we put in Gears of War 5, is it not going to then go? Do you mean Gears 5?
Nope. Google.
I don't know. I'm asking.
But I think that would still try. No, it puts you to Gears 5, but you searched Gears of War 5, and it would go off of what you searched.
Okay.
Because it tracks what people are searching. As far as I'm aware, the system works, and maybe you're right. It'll track whatever it ends up showing up, but that doesn't make too much sense to me.
You can select it from a drop down, and it will say if like there's either a search term, a game, whatever. Like I've just put Expedition 33 compared to Gears of War and Doom: The Dark Ages, and Doom: The Dark Ages is pretty close currently to Expedition, but yeah, Gears of War is 0. Well, we're talking like a 23 to a 25 to a 0.
So it should be a 1 now, right? Because I searched it.
Yeah, and me as well, technically. Yeah.
It's actually just less than 1 is what it says.
Maybe less than 1. Yeah.
I think the 1 probably stands for like however many searches it counts internally.
100 is the max score, so it doesn't base it on actual searches.
Got you. Okay, well, there you go. Trenturus says, how many famous people named Corey can you guys name? I don't understand this one.
Not a clue.
Like, where did this come from? I don't really understand where this has come from at all.
No idea.
Did I say my name last week on the podcast or something?
Yeah, because you said you don't want to be, because we talked about you. If you end content creation, do you want to be called? Would you want to be called Fixer or whatever?
Oh, you're right.
There was some sort of conversation around that.
Okay, that's where that's come from then. Okay, makes more sense now. I was so confused when I saw this. So why were you using my govy now? Who can I name? I can only name the person I was named after, which was like Corey Everson, which is a female bodybuilder. My dad was super into bodybuilding. Okay. And yeah, I was named after a female body. And her name's not even Corey, it's Corinna. But she went by Corey.
Fair. Okay.
The other person that comes to mind is the Glee guy who passed away.
Okay. There's a couple of old like 80s actors, like Corey Feldman and Corey Haynes.
That Corey Spearman fellow too.
That's fucking crazy. To out my entire name like that is fucking wild. I'm not famous. How dare you? Give me my personal
I didn't say
how dare you? Yeah, whatever. How dare you?
It's pretty presumptuous for you to assume that I was talking about you, actually. And that's kind of fucked up.
If I could pronounce your last name, I would. How fucking dare you? Without butchering it, anyway. Next question, the same person. Now that GTA 6 is on the calendar for 2026, what games that currently do not have a release date are rushing out the door to get it before? I think we answered this one last time, so I'm going to get rid of that one. Apologies. If GTA 6 can't run on a Series S on launch day, would Xbox dare to delay the release like they did with Baldur's Gate from Origin Cookie Man?
No. Absolutely not. Which would Xbox be dumb enough to go like, yeah, let's let PlayStation be the exclusive console for it? No, absolutely not.
Exclusive platform.
I feel.
Yeah. Well, yeah. The only way to play
probably. I feel like they probably regret the decision
for
they
the parity
made with Baldur's Gate as well.
You think?
Yeah, I think if you put them in the same scenario today, they don't make the same decision.
They'll just say you can't play it on Series S.
Yeah, or the Series S version will come later or something like that.
Yeah. It's like right now you can't play the Series S version. Yeah.
That would have been wild. Because that would have gone. I don't think they could have done that. I think legally they would have had a lot of problems.
Yeah, there would have been like other there'd be not just that, but I think there'll be other developers who've been told you can't. You have to be. You have to put all this extra effort into parity. You put all that extra money, and then there's like, well, Baldur's Gate's bigger, so we're gonna, let them get away with it.
Yeah, but I don't think there would be a lot of legal issue with that because that'd probably all be in contracts that whatever.
I'm on about the legal issue of like you sold people a console,
you marketed something
saying that it was gonna have parity to this other system, and then you've now gone like, don't get me wrong, a mode here or like split screen there, sure, but like a whole game.
Yeah.
I don't know. Seems a bit wild to me.
Yeah.
Let's just do this last question because I thought it was a good one. From Eldozo, he wrote it in the comments and he says, at 53 minutes, 46 seconds. It's been an interesting conversation about games at a price point for me. I think it's unfair to talk about a game's price in a review. I think that you already have your mind made up about the game price and whether you think it's worth it or not before the review, which in turn, I think can affect the fairness of the review. I disagree with you entirely. I think every single reviewer already going into whatever thing they are reviewing as a bias in one way or the other. That's why it's important to go to multitude of reviewers and understand who has reviewed said game, right? Like, you can't trust my review of Resident Evil anything, because if I reviewed Resident Evil 7 the day that I played it the first time, I would have given that game way less of a score based on my previous history with Resident Evil and what I want from a Resident Evil. And that's my bias, right? That doesn't make the game any better or worse, and that's why you have to go to a bunch of different people. On the price point conversation, I'm talking about me. When I talk about games, I always come here from the background I came from of being broke and coming from a poor family where we couldn't afford much, and things of that nature. I have a very complicated family life, so that's a whole different subject, right? But I always come at games of like, is this worth your money? That could be a $20 game, a $50 game, a $60 game. We're now at $80 games. That is how the baseline of my mind starts at. Then I work my way through everything else. But that's how I like to review games. That's how I've always done it, which is like, I have a product in my hands that would cost you, the consumer, this much money. Is your time and money worth said thing? I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
The price point is sort of the developer, or not always the developer, but the publisher putting, this is what this game is worth. And a review, in my opinion, a review should partly be timeless. There should be a part of the review that should exist outside of the scope of the price. But I think the review also needs to take in mind the price. Because then you have indie games that cost $15 games and you're putting them up against AAA $80 games and you're saying review them on the same basis. When there's a different entry point between getting into both of those as well.
100%, but I don't review me personally. I don't go, oh, this game cost me £10, so then I'm going to review it not the same way as I would review an $80 game. I don't go, oh, they're different things. But I'm just like, I keep that in mind of like, is this worth $10? Is this worth $80? Like, or £60 or whatever the price point is. That isn't the entirety base of my review of how I speak about a game. But if that doesn't play a part in what I'm thinking, then you're nuts. It does. 100% it does.
A review is also a recommendation. And the criteria for me to recommend a $15 game is a lot different than me to recommend an $80 game or a $70 game or whatever that price point is.
Absolutely. We don't put, before you go, Diesel, we do not work for IGN. We do not work for GameSpot. We do not work for any other outlet me and Crush, any other outlet out there from a review, all of us from a review perspective anyway, like we do not review games. So when you go into a job, and these two will know better than everyone, right? You go in, you get given the review criteria of how something should be reviewed. Every website has their own way of doing things, the way they review things and things like that. I'm telling you, I'm not even telling you what MXAM is review policy is, because Despawn does it one way, and I would do it a different way, and Chris would do it a different way, and Matt would do it a different way. If we could do that all the time, you know? Like, we don't have a set policy. We have scores that we have agreed upon of like what we think is a great, good, fair, etc., etc., etc. But when you come to an MC Fixer review, which I don't review often because I don't really love doing reviews, but if you ever see an MC Fixer review, I'm 100% thinking about it. It's usually at the start of the game more than it is the ending, to be honest, of like, is this worth your time and money? 100%. I don't think there's something wrong with that. I don't think. Maybe I'm wrong though. Matt, I'm interested.
I can play the other side if you want.
Please.
Because I agree with you, right? Because I come from a background where I was reviewing tech, right, on websites, and that is so much embedded in the price of the product that you're paying for. But I think what it comes down to with video games, which is where they toe this difficult line, is you can review a video game from the standpoint of a product, or you can review it as art. And I think if you're going to review something as art, the price of entry is a little bit less important. And the doorbell just went, and I do have to go get that. And so I will finish that point after Despawn chats.
Yes. Despawn, you're our lead reviewer here, usually doing our reviews.
Yep.
Do you agree with my point? Disagree? How do you do things? I have interest.
So I don't factor in price until the end. Like, price is not. So it's like Matt says, my thoughts when going into a game and like writing the review is very much around the goal of the development team and what they tried to do with the game itself. Did they nail that? Is the gameplay good? Everything else around that good? And then when it comes to a price point, I don't necessarily bring that into it because again, it's at the end of the day, it's like I feel that is on the consumer side to decide whether that is worth it to them. If I say this game is a 10 out of 10, I've put in however many hours and I've enjoyed all my time with it, I think you'll enjoy it if you like this, this, and this. You can then take that, put it side by side with the price point, and make your own personal decision around the financial side of that to say, does this measure up with what I want to put into it? Is it worth the money that I'll pay for it to get that experience that this reviewer has got? Like I said, I don't really take in the price point as a part of the review. But the flip side of that will obviously be that if I then play a game that's like 50, 60 hours long and I feel like 5 hours of it is good, that will be part of the review. And then you'll again be able to take that information and be like, well, I'm going to spend full price money on a game, but I'm only going to enjoy 5% of it or whatever, then it's not worth it. So it's left. I feel leaving that discussion to the consumer because they'll have a better idea themselves of saying whether it is worth it or not. I can only review the product as it is, what the game is itself. I don't like saying, yeah, this game is a 10 out of 10, but I can't give it a 10 out of 10 because it's £10 more expensive than I think it should be.
Yeah, but
I think for me, I don't go into it like to that fine of a detail. Of, like,
no, me either.
It's more for me. It's like, oh, I paid $70 for this game. When I'm playing, that is a conscious thing on my mind as I'm experiencing it. And when I run into bugs or I run into stuff that feels choppy, to me, it becomes a case of that didn't feel good, and I paid premium dollar as far as games go for this game. It is a premium game in my mind, and it is not giving me that experience back. And so that is a negative in my mind. And whereas if I pay $20 for a game, I'm not processing it quite as often, and that doesn't become as big of a factor where small hiccups can happen. And that could also be the amount of free-to-play games I play as well. I don't judge a free-to-play game to the same criteria that I judge a game that I'm paying $60 for, because the expectations from those games are different.
Not only that, did we not literally do this with Claire Obscure? We all said, oh, they run funny, and this, and this. Yeah. But it's $50.
Yeah.
We literally did that. You wasn't here, Despawn. I think it was us last week. I'm pretty sure we said that. Where we're like, oh, there's certain things that you can tell it is not, a quote-unquote AAA game with all the level of polish. And we're okay with that because we know it was made by 33 people with a little bit of support here and there. Like, Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm more impressed by Clair Obscur because it is $55 or $50 or whatever it is, when it could have easily been 70. So there's like a flip side of that as well. Like I've not beat the game yet, right? But I can sit here and be like, that game is worth $50. Guaranteed 100%. To be honest with you, that game is worth $70. That game's probably worth $80. But it's only 50. Like that's the countermeasure of it from the other side, in my opinion.
Which
It's
is
not always negative.
No, definitely. I don't think it is a negative half the time. But Matt, finish your point, please, if you can remember.
But it's really difficult because I think like in most other entertainment mediums, you have something that's easier to compare in that, like, most movies that come out are the same cost of entry at the cinema and are roughly the same length. And so you're kind of making the same investment to go and see it and be entertained by it. Whereas video games are like all over the place. You could play a free-to-play game for 600 hours, or you could spend $70 on a game that you play for 5 hours and don't like. It's really difficult. When I'm thinking about reviews, I'm always thinking about, am I recommending this thing? Am I recommending somebody should spend money on this thing? And so the price of something is inherently important when I'm thinking of reviews like that.
Interesting. Let's plug, and get ourselves out of here. Crash, podcast reviews. You got any?
How'd you know that was? That's what I was gonna plug. Let's see. Do we have any podcast reviews? Unfortunately, again, another week in a row, my Americans have let me down. There is
unbelievable
no podcast reviews.
There's a lot going on in America right now. To be fair,
well, we have 2 podcast reviews. Over here in the UK.
No way. 2-0.
Absolutely crazy. UK. The review reads like this. Title: Best podcast ever.
Wow.
5 stars. This is from Fixer's mummy. Oh my God, this podcast is the best I've ever listened to. Especially that Fixer guy. He's great. Could be because I gave birth to him. P.S. Crash, fight me.
Wow.
I don't want to get beat up. I don't want to get beat up.
Just in case anyone doesn't believe me, you can feel free to, if it was there. Don't worry, it's there.
Go check it in the UK.
And then the next one, it says, I was told to do this. I own an Xbox because of my big brother, and this podcast I listen to. It's great. P.S. Where is Matt P? Love that guy.
Wow.
Yeah, he doesn't listen to the podcast.
The Fixer family.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know who wrote. I don't know who wrote those. I don't know who kicked their mom down the stairs to grab their phones and their sister, because it certainly wasn't me.
No, sure it's not. Yeah.
Definitely didn't go visit my mom this weekend and grab her phone. No, definitely not. Definitely not.
Couldn't be.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't be
me. But thank you for the podcast reviews. They will never listen to this, and they'll never know that I said thank you, but I did.
Well, they're my biggest fan. What do you mean? I'm confused.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, my bad. Matt, what you got to plug this week, dude?
You should all go into the Discord. Discord is where we get a lot of the questions for the show. Loads of people chatting about the stuff that we chat about in Discord, and you can all talk to each other about it. And it's awesome, and it's great fun. And you can submit blind rankings and all those other fun things.
True. D-Spawn, what are we plugging? You've been away, mate. What are you plugging?
I'm going to plug something we haven't talked about for a few weeks. We mentioned it briefly. The Fantasy Critic. I have an update. Quick update with the plug section.
Oh no.
So I can tell you what the recent acquisitions were. Let's go back to, I think the 20th of April was the last time before that we talked about it. Can tell, Matt got the Oblivion remaster for $1. Matt got Donkey Kong Bonanza.
Wait. Wasn't that already scored though?
No, he got it before. So 20th of April, so it was before that.
Okay.
Donkey Kong Bonanza for $1. Matt got Silk Song for $10. Which I think is a good pick, unless they do push it back again. Matt then also got Witchbrook for $1. Interesting choice. I got Hell Is Us for $1.
It's good.
Yeah.
Matt got something that I wanted. I fucking didn't realize he got that.
Yeah, which one?
No, Mario Kart.
Oh, yeah, no.
Oh yeah,
He
Mario
got it.
Kart. I got in the
He got
opening.
it in the initial one. Yeah, he got it in the initial thing.
I didn't realize because it didn't have a title then.
Yeah.
It was unannounced Switch 2 Mario Kart. Yeah,
I forgot. Yeah.
And then the last one, Dollar Slice Games, which will be Crash, got Wu Chang Fallen Feathers for $29.
Damn.
That's a lot of money.
Game to get. I have one more game that I need to pick up. I got enough money for my last game.
Yeah. Okay.
Makes sense.
Okay. And to give you the current scores, we have currently in first is me with 120. No, that's not right. It's projected. Is with me with 88.78. Is me. Second with 85.78 is Crash. Third is MC Fixer with 54.16.
Hold up. Wait, because I don't feel like you've done me credit here, because like we all boasted when, great pick when you got Monster Hunter Worlds despawn or despawn. Crash, great pick for Split Fiction. Just remember, I have the top reviewed game of the season.
Yeah. I mean, actual scores. Let me give you them right now quickly. Me, 126 with scores against Monster Hunter Wild, Citizen Sleeper 2, Avowed, South of Midnight, Blueprints, and Bionic Bay. Fixer, currently sitting at 136, so he is actually a higher point at the moment. With Assassin's Creed Shadows, Sid Meier's Civilization 7, Claire Obscura Expedition 33, which is the highest one at 92, and the first Berserker Kazan at 81. Dollar Slice Games.
I just want to point out one thing real quick. You skipped 2 of your games and you skipped 1 of Fix's games. You guys both got all together. You guys got 3 donuts together. Let's not skip your zeros.
Yeah, no, we've talked about those in the past, though. Right. That's fine. I'm just talking about
GTA is actually officially.
Oh yeah, GTA. Sorry, good show. Yeah.
Officially not releasing, so I will not be getting points there. It won't matter because the rest of my games are going to score so highly that I'm going to win this with ease.
Yeah. Oh, this is projections. That's why it's looking differently. 89, 54 for Fixer's Grindhouse, 86 for Dollar Slice Games with 90 on Split Fiction, Like a Dragon Yakuza in Hawaii 82, Wonder Stop 80, Fragpunk 76, Midnight Walk 79, Fatal Fury 81, and Xenoblade Chronicles X 87. And then in last place with 45 points, is Mappy Video with Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 getting him 90, 2 Point Museum 85, Atomfall 75, and Oblivion Remastered 82 with a counter pick of South of Midnight, which got him -7 points. And we can't hear you, Matt.
We can't hear you. Can't hear a word you're saying. Not a single word. Lucky it's the end of the podcast. Nobody cares. Anyway, let's carry on talking because Matt's died on us, which I'm kind of okay with. He's trying to talk, but who cares? There you go, Matt. Talk. Nope, you're out of it still.
How confident?
Anyway, go on.
How confident do you guys feel in yourselves for your fancy critic right now?
Not very. I'll be honest.
I'm gonna be real, Despawn. If you didn't pick Fable and Football Manager, I think you would have won this year.
I mean, I've still got space for 2 games and a couple of counter picks, so I've got space. Yeah, I think I've got a couple of good ones still. I think the Alters is scheduled to look pretty good. Hell Is Us is looking pretty good so far, but that's a 50-50 one at the moment. Like, it's showing really well, but is gameplay going to be good? And then I'm really worried about Light No Fire just not actually coming out this year. Metroid Prime 4, I think, is going to be good though.
Yeah, I think you're still in the running, to be honest. Even with the 2 zeros, I think you still got a chance.
Yeah.
Just watching Matt just sit there, just lost. He can't do anything.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Oh yeah.
There we go. No, I was just waiting for you guys to finish.
We're finished.
Because I think I'm in an okay spot. Despawn read out my stuff like I'm in trouble or whatever, but like I've only had 4 games scored, and I've still got 3 picks to make and a counter pick to make. I think I'm fine. Yeah, but we're both in relatively similar spots, Fix.
I would say I have much better games than you, though.
I don't
think that's true.
I think you guys are neck and neck. I think Ninja Gaiden 4 is...
That's a 50-50 on my part. It could be
good.
That's
a 50-50.
Yeah, it could be good. Yeah. It's going to be fine.
I mean, I was almost counterpicking Shinobi Art of Vengeance.
Interesting. The thing is, for me, is Elden Ring. Elden Ring could go one way or the other.
That is
because I think you could see a lot of people be like, this is a great game, but this isn't the Elden Ring that we've come to love. And then
we don't care about those. Oh, it is Open Critic, isn't it? We decided.
Yeah.
We didn't decide it is.
We didn't decide this. Literally,
we don't choose. Yeah.
So interesting.
Okay, we'll
There's
see.
still plenty of time.
I'm okay with it.
Plenty of time to go. I've still got 2 more picks. So if you want to slide in my DMs and give me a suggestion, feel free.
Well, it might be a case of waiting for this summer fix and then snapping up some.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
GTA ain't this year anymore, so we might get a few creep into November.
Yeah. And if people don't count a
pitch Football Manager.
Yeah, I know. That one hurt. Yeah, like
pick what you know, man. Pick what you know.
Yeah,
that was brilliant.
To be fair, if you look at Football Manager, it's like that game always does well. I almost picked it as well. I talked about it whenever we did the thing. I
might pick Football Manager 2026 this year now, just to rub salt in the wound.
Just as a dead.
Well, I think it's gonna. I think it comes out this year. So
does it? Oh, okay, I thought it was next year.
Despawn, you know what one of your games has
so
to be?
Nope.
Last game, Despawn, pick it. Do it.
I've got 2 slots, and I'm thinking of dropping a game. So
when does it end?
Can we
end of the year?
Okay.
We can't drop games, can we?
Yeah. As long as it's not counterpicked, you can drop a game.
No, I think we said earlier.
We said once you picked it was locked.
Yeah, it's locked in.
No picking, no dropping.
No dropping.
Okay. Hey, look at these way. He gets so upset. You can see
counterpick that person is stuck with that game. They can't trade the game. They can't anything. You can't.
I just need to figure out what Despawn wants to drop so I can counterpick it now.
Go for
it. Light no fire is what he wants to counterpick.
Maybe.
Oh no, that's a Despawn last game that just comes out. I've never heard of it.
If that game comes out this year,
you've never heard of it. It's the developers of No Man's Sky.
Said what I said.
Yeah, I think if it comes out this year, there's a chance that it does.
See, right, you've guessed it. That's the game I was thinking of dropping, and I think that's my main issue. Does it come out this year? If it doesn't get a release date at Summer Game Fest, that game is not coming out this year.
Yeah, but just think about this, Despawn.
Our games come.
Imagine you end with 3 zeros, and you still beat me and Matt. Yeah, and you still beat me and Matt. That'd be wild.
That'd be wild. Yeah, I've got like high 80s and 90, and a 77.
No, you've done well. You've done well.
Really that's it. Mine is like a full-on hit or miss. It's either perfect or it's cancelled.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's get out of here, boys. It's been a long-ass podcast. Appreciate you all joining me this week. Matt, Crash, Despawn. Until next time, we'll love you. Leave you. See you later. Good boys.